يبدأ مستقبلنا برؤية، رؤية لما هو أبعد. فتحت المملكتنا آفاق واسعة ومكانة استثنائية، رؤية تستثمر في مستقبل الإنسان من أجل الإنسان. العالم جديد يعيد تصور طرق العيش لحياة تزدهر بجانب الطبيعة، وطاقة مستدامة لا تنضب، وثقافة وتراث وفنون تبهر العالم. عالم يسمو بمساحات للتعايش والنجاح والازدهار. من خلال الاستثمار في الثروات الوطنية وحماية الأرض وزراعتها، والاحتفال بالتراث والترحيب بالعالم في المملكة. بكل الجهود المبذولة وصلنا لأبعد مما توقعنا، واليوم بطموحنا نرسم معالم مستقبلنا. في صندوق الاستثمارات العامة نعمل بكم ولكم لتحقيق رؤية وطن، لأن نهضة المملكة ارتقاء للعالم.
لقد وضعت نصب عيني السعي نحو التنمية الشاملة معا لتحقيق هذه الرؤية الطموحة.
قبل 5 سنوات كانت رؤية على الورق، اليوم هي إنجازات على أرض الواقع.
Vision 2030 is the strategic blueprint and plan to diversify Saudi Arabia's country and economy.
هذه الرؤية الطموحة فتحت لينا إحنا الشباب مجالات وأبواب جديدة ليا ولغيري.
Tourism plays a big part of any vibrant economy, and at the Red Sea Development Company we're excited to play a critical role in creating a vibrant and thriving tourism industry here in Saudi Arabia.
إحنا هنا عندنا هدف واحد، وهو وضع المملكة على الخريطة العالمية كوجهة سياحية مميزة. من منبع هذا الهدف نحن نتعاون ونطور أنفسنا.
قمنا بتوقيع أكثر من 500 عقد بقيمة 15 مليار ريال، 70% من قيمة العقود لشركات محلية، مما سيسهم في خلق فرص وظيفية كبيرة جدا لأبناء الوطن.
أنا أعتقد أن أوروبا الجديدة هي الشرق الأوسط.
That is why the Red Sea Project is leading the way.
يبدأ مستقبلنا برؤية، رؤية لما هو أبعد. فتحت المملكتنا آفاق واسعة ومكانة استثنائية، رؤية تستثمر في مستقبل الإنسان من أجل الإنسان. العالم جديد يعيد تصور طرق العيش لحياة تزدهر بجانب الطبيعة، وطاقة مستدامة لا تنضب، وثقافة وتراث وفنون تبهر العالم. عالم يسمو بمساحات للتعايش والنجاح والازدهار. من خلال الاستثمار في الثروات الوطنية وحماية الأرض وزراعتها، والاحتفال بالتراث والترحيب بالعالم في المملكة. بكل الجهود المبذولة وصلنا لأبعد مما توقعنا، واليوم بطموحنا نرسم معالم مستقبلنا. في صندوق الاستثمارات العامة نعمل بكم ولكم لتحقيق رؤية وطن، لأن نهضة المملكة ارتقاء للعالم.
BIM. You've probably heard about it. And you may know that today's architects, engineers, construction professionals, and owners are using BIM from small or seemingly simple projects, like a building or roadway, to complex, multidisciplinary projects, like a major urban development, and everything in between. But what is it? What is BIM? BIM, Building Information Modeling, at its core, is a holistic process for creating and managing project data within an intelligent 3D model. From plan and design to build and operate, it's much more than a single tool or technology. It's the foundation for digital transformation in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. With BIM, project teams can collaborate in a shared cloud-based environment. BIM allows teams to create a dynamic 3D model of all the data associated with the project, capturing all physical and functional characteristics and relationships for buildings and infrastructure. Everyone on the team can access all essential data in real time to collaborate more easily, to use simulation and analysis, and convey design intent to improve designs, quality, and client satisfaction. And with today's critical need for sustainable construction practices and eco-friendly structures, teams can efficiently explore a wide range of options and develop innovative strategies to deliver comfort, performance, and energy savings. BIM enables close collaboration across design and construction teams, which can help reduce errors and rework and help teams achieve improved timelines, cost savings, and better project outcomes. Innovators like you are shaping new possibilities, moving ideas and designs from 2D to 3D and into the cloud, collaborating smarter to create solutions that the world needs today and tomorrow. And that is the power of BIM.
لقد وضعت نصب عيني الساعي نحو التنمية الشاملة معا لتحقيق هذه الرؤية الطموحة.
قبل 5 سنوات كانت رؤية على الورق، اليوم هي إنجازات على أرض الواقع.
Vision 2030 is the strategic blueprint and plan to diversify Saudi Arabia's country and economy.
هذه الرؤية الطموحة فتحت لينا إحنا الشباب مجالات وأبواب جديدة لي ولغيري.
Tourism plays a big part of any vibrant economy, and at the Red Sea Development Company, we're excited to play a critical role in creating a vibrant and thriving tourism industry here in Saudi Arabia.
إحنا هنا عندنا هدف واحد، هو وضع المملكة على الخريطة العالمية كوجهة سياحية مميزة. من منبع هذا الهدف نحن نتعاون ونطور أنفسنا.
قمنا بتوقيع أكثر من 500 عقد بقيمة 15 مليار ريال، 70% من قيمة العقود لشركات محلية، مما سيسهم في خلق فرص وظيفية كبيرة جدا لأبناء الوطن.
أنا أعتقد أن أوروبا الجديدة هي الشرق الأوسط.
That is why the Red Sea Project is leading the way.
يبدأ مستقبلنا برؤية، رؤية لما هو أبعد. فتحت المملكتنا آفاق واسعة ومكانة استثنائية، رؤية تستثمر في مستقبل الإنسان من أجل الإنسان. العالم جديد يعيد تصور طرق العيش لحياة تزدهر بجانب الطبيعة، وطاقة مستدامة لا تنضب، وثقافة وتراث وفنون تبهر العالم. عالم يسمو بمساحات للتعايش والنجاح والازدهار. من خلال الاستثمار في الثروات الوطنية وحماية الأرض وزراعتها، والاحتفال بالتراث والترحيب بالعالم في المملكة. بكل الجهود المبذولة وصلنا لأبعد مما توقعنا، واليوم بطموحنا نرسم معالم مستقبلنا. في صندوق الاستثمارات العامة نعمل بكم ولكم لتحقيق رؤية وطن، لأن نهضة المملكة ارتقاء للعالم.
Happy morning. So, welcome all of you to this wonderful event. It's a very special moment. You people are it's a very special moment because the content you're getting is directly from the industry. So, welcome all of you, especially the professors, like HODs, so all the other guests, industry people. So, some people are on the way, they will hope, but we can't wait. So, we starting the event with the BIM. So, the content we are covering here is totally about what the things happening in the BIM industry, and very confidential project we are sharing with you. That is a very special moment for you, because that will get a clear idea what is happening in industry, and also we making a live demonstration how the BIM project is happening in the industry, like a BIM 360. So all the content we are covering, and afternoon there is another special coming for you, and that's Iria. He is a very experienced BIM consultant, running a BIM consultant. Okay. So today the first session is heading by Mr. Midun Das. He is very experienced, 10 years in the industry, taking care live projects, especially the Vision 2030 Saudi Arabia projects. So it's a great experience because he is heading the project, because the project is happening entire the world, like USA, UK, every part of the world the project is happening, and he is heading the project, all the reports coming to you, he managing the product, giving the report to the clients, everything he is managing. That experience which you getting today is very special. Okay. So once again invites you all to this great moment, and Mr. Midun Das, please.
Thank you so much for this good introduction. So hi, good morning all. Very good morning. So sorry, just we got late little bit, right? Okay. So welcome you all to this event. So the session is mainly focusing on industry updates in BIM and how we can connect the industry to our Indian system, and even from the base of our education as well. So as you know, like from my side, I'm representing BIM channel. So currently I'm the co-founder of BIM channel. Our main area is to handle BIM based projects, especially all over the world. So currently I'm focusing on UAE. So there, most of the projects are, you know, like even you heard about this BIM and all those things many years before, like even around 10 to 15 years it has been invading in the industry. But right now, this is becoming little more into the action. So that is what we have to understand from this part of the world. Which means how, say for example, I came to know like even most of majority is from education department, right? From the colleges. Can I know if anybody is there from the industry? Working professionals? Okay, fine, great. Okay, so whatever it may be, like even what I want to do is like even I need to relate what is happening here and what is the industry abroad. Okay, what is the system, what we are going to see in the industry abroad. And so far as education institution, like even colleges and everything is concerned, like how we need to create a bridge to the students who are planning to get a good job in this industry, and especially as a professional, how we can get uplifted to that level. Okay, so that is the point. So as you heard before, like even we have one of my friend, she's Irina Kapo. She's the BIM co-founder of one company in Middle East. So she'll be joining to our session afternoon. So even what is the main intention behind this session is to give you a clarity on what is happening in the industry and how you can connect those two things. So even don't consider this as a, hi. So don't consider this like a, what you call, a very strict session. Like even please be interactive. And I wanted to share your thoughts on this concept. And then we need to just make it more interactive. And even you can ask anything related to this BIM. And whatever I know from my side, I can just share it with you with my experience as well. So currently, as I mentioned, like, can I show the screen? Okay. So before me starting, I wanted to hear something from you guys. Like even, what is your point of view about this BIM? Because like even we are sitting for a long time today, right? So even we need to make it just be relaxed and then don't feel tensed or stressed, be relaxed, and then we'll just come up. So please, anybody can share your point of view about this BIM so that we can even start from there. Anybody, please. Can I get a mic? See, and morning പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, please be relaxed. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഒരു ടെൻഷനും അടിക്കേണ്ട. Whatever you are familiar, please come up with that. Because I don't want to make it like a one-sided action. So yes, please. What you heard about this BIM, or what is the main idea behind this? What is the main idea that you know about BIM? So if we will start from there. I think ma'am can share a little more.
Yeah, I'm also very new to BIM, basically, but I've heard a little bit from here and there. And once you use BIM, this management system, you can coordinate all the expertise behind any construction, like services, MEPs, then sustainability, including tender making. So the entire thing will be much more easier, and many countries can work together at a time in a cloud. And whenever there is an error, you don't need to sit and find out the error. There is a plugin which will tell you where the error is. And the coordination is very simpler. The project management is, 100% efficient with zero time wastage. That's all I...
More than enough.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. So this is the nutshell of what the BIM system is happening in the industry. So like ma'am mentioned actually few things, like even which are the challenges what we are facing, like even how to coordinate with the team, or how to coordinate with the people who are surrounding in different countries of the world, and how we can manage it in a proper system. So this is the most important challenges what we are facing. So actually these new system called BIM and even digital construction, what is the purpose of having some new concepts in order to make our life easier, right? So that is what we have to understand, because you can see many things about BIM, like even many articles are there, many companies are following this BIM system, but still we need to have a standardization, or how to make easy ways to get into the BIM. That is the point what we need to understand. So that is what I have to share with you in this one, because currently I am working as a BIM manager for the Saudi 2030 Vision project. Actually, it's a city, it's completely a big district that is going to happen in Saudi. And even it's a massive project. And even you heard about NEOM, right? NEOM is one of the biggest project what is being happening. And even it's around billions and billions of the value. The value of the project is much more. Unbelievable. And even many companies are working from many countries, different parts of the world to attain a single aim. So that is what we have to understand. So far as we are coming from Kerala, right? Okay. So I would like to show you something. Okay. Before going to this technical part, I would like to thank CAD International and Design, along with Autodesk, for organizing such a kind of program. Because this is purely not related to any software. This is directly connecting what is happening in the industry. So that's what we have to see. So I take this opportunity to thank CAD International and Design, especially with Autodesk. And obviously, our head office means CAD International head office is in Dubai, and it is connected with Knowledge and Human Development Authority, Dubai, and even 𝗕𝗜𝗠. 𝗕𝗜𝗠 is the associated company whose co-founder will be joining with us in the afternoon through Zoom. Okay, so even you can also share those ideas with her, and even whatever queries you can, we'll make it more interactive. Okay, so okay, right? You are relaxed? Okay, fine. So this is the agenda, what we have. I hope you can see what is the plan for today. Like even we'll be having a quick session till, now it is, okay, the time has been delayed, but still, we'll see how to go with it. Okay. So a small idea about my site. So currently, these are the projects what I'm working now with. And she's the person who will be joining with us. And she's the co-founder of this 𝗕𝗜𝗠 Engineering Consulting Services. And even she has won the BIM Hero of 2022, the BIM Coordinator Summit. So even this, I would request you all to take this opportunity to explore your side and to get the best from this today. So anyway, we are spending the whole day. So I would request you to ask questions and even feel free and completely open to me. Okay. So even something should be beneficial by the end of the day. Otherwise, simply sitting and going is not at all sufficient, right? So even please make sure it is happening. And yeah. So as I ask you, like even what is the concept of BIM? I'm clearly explain what is the practical side of the BIM, but still, like even if you can go for a kind of small definition, everything should have a definition, right? So that is what I have to explain. Like many people have a thought that BIM or BIM is kind of a software. How many of you still think that BIM is a software? Okay. Anybody else? No. Okay, so you know that there is a system, right? So I have to tell you, like even this BIM is actually a system, or you can say a process, in order to digitally represent the complete built asset. Built asset means what? Whatever you are going to build. It can be an object to an extent to an infrastructure. So BIM doesn't mean it is only focusing on a building. Even it is connected to infrastructure also. This is one of the big thing what you have to understand from the beginning. It is a system from the point where the client discusses, from the point where the discussion happening with the client, and even the concept stage, concept design happens, and even detailed design happens, construction starts, as-built happening, and even handing over, and even after handing over, how the services are managed. All those things are managed through this system called BIM. Okay, so please keep in mind, BIM, first of all, is not a software. You can say like even it's a holistic process of creating and managing information for a built asset. So that is the point. Any questions? No questions. See, this is what I don't want. Like even I want you to be open, please. Then only it will be effective by the end of it. Otherwise, you will sit and simply hear what I'm telling will not be beneficial for you. Because I also attended many programs like this. So even what we do is like we'll sit there and we'll not be interactive, and then we'll not get anything. Just some ambience, we'll get nothing more than that. So I don't want that to be like this here. So I want you to be free and then just ask your questions, no matter when it is. Okay? Again and again, I'm stressing that, okay? All right, so what I have to tell you is that in this all process, we have to manage, or we have to understand, like even this is a complete information modeling from the birth to the entire life cycle. This is the point. Is there any controversy in this? The complete information modeling from the birth to the entire life cycle. Any controversy? Entire life cycle means what? Exactly. After construction till, say for example, we consider 50 years of life for the project. So even after 50 years, we will demolish it, renovate. It means redesigning happens. So even that is all connected with this concept of BIM. So that is why it doesn't mean you are just handing over and then khalas, nothing like that. So that is the point what we need to understand, like even from the birth to the entire life cycle. So let us see a small video. Like, this is just like some. So the point is, like, when you're having a kind of design, if you're dealing with a project, it starts with the concept design, right? So even we'll sit with the client and then we'll gather what are the requirements for the projects, and then from there we'll develop a quick design, and even then we'll build up into a different level. So the thing is, all the same processes what happening in BIM. Still in the BIM, the same process is happening, but in a different way. So if you think about this system, what we have to understand, like even let us go back to the part before. Okay. No problem, let it get corrected by the way. So the point is, like even from manual drafting to the software modeling, and even now it is all digital construction where we are using artificial intelligence and even digital construction mode and many things, Internet of Things, and then it's all into a higher stage now. So even everything has a symbol connection. That is what we need to understand through this BIM concept. Okay. So when, especially when, since most of the people here are from colleges, I would like to share with you, like even the students who are coming out from the colleges, like even they should have a clear picture on what the system is. Because the point is, we are seeing many people coming with
technology behind many of the iconic architectural structures.
Many people are there, but still the problem is, most of them doesn't know what is the real side of industry. It is not the basic traditional method. And even, I know like even now in the curriculum, we have added this BIM and all, right? Now it is all there. But still, this is the future and this is what prevailing in the industry nowadays. So let us see a quick video there. It's okay.
What's the technology behind many of the iconic architectural structures being built today? It's a process called Building Information Modeling. BIM is a 3D modeling process that is changing the way people plan, design, construct, and operate buildings and infrastructure around the globe. As early as the 1960s, computer pioneers realized the demand for flexible digital building models. The breakthrough came in 1963 when Ivan Sutherland developed Sketchpad. This rudimentary application allowed users to define geometry and manipulate objects in space with only the help of an electronic stylus on a computer screen. However, these early predecessors built models without data on functional performance characteristics, meaning that without the information on how buildings work, they were rather superficial implementations. In 1984, these BIM forerunners became available for use on personal computers, but it wasn't until 1986, when Robert Age coined the phrase building modeling, that early programs were first used on large and complex projects, such as the renovation of a Heathrow airport terminal. In 1993, the Lawrence Berkeley National Lab's development of Building Design Advisor paved the way for systems providing performance data on how buildings and their components function. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, the contemporary outline of BIM had started to crystallize. Objects and shapes had fully embedded metadata and were able to understand their relationship with each other and the building as a whole. 2004 was a huge year for BIM. For the first time, designers, builders, engineers, and owners could all work collaboratively on one centralized, dynamically updated model. For example, if a designer made a change to the model, the project's construction shopping list automatically changed too, such as the number and size of windows. 2008. 4 years later, parametric modeling also took a step forward, with an avalanche of design outputs, giving users even greater control over their project decisions. Meanwhile, laser scanning and reality capture filled BIM models with precise, abundant data, saving time in project preparations, and clash detection made it possible to automatically locate on-site clashes, such as ductwork running through beams, and prevent expensive change orders. With help from clash detection, engineers for the China Zun Tower in Beijing caught thousands of issues in the BIM model. It reduced passive change orders by 80% compared to other similar projects. The indisputable efficiencies in time, material, and cost driven by BIM meant that in 2016, the UK became the leader in legally mandating that all public-funded building projects must use BIM. And other countries are soon following suit. By 2020, Germany is mandating BIM for all transportation projects. With BIM now in the cloud, teams can collaborate on the same model from all over the world, providing great efficiencies. In the near future, BIM and GIS data will merge into one model, helping designers make crucial decisions based on the precise geographic location. As 3D modeling technology advances and is more commercially accessible, the BIM process is becoming more and more integrated with building the wider world, promising a richer, more collaborative experience for users designing and building the spaces we live and work in.
All right. So this is a quick short history of how we reach now. So what we need to understand is that, like, even through these all videos, like, even we have seen, like, even many technologies, many system came up, and now everywhere the issue or the situation, the problem comes is how to solve the issues. We can call, like, even a mitigation strategy need to be planned. Even whatever role you are playing in a project, sometimes you may be a lead architect, sometimes you may be a kind of project manager, sometimes anything. Whatever role you are playing, you should have a proper mitigation strategy. So that is the role of a proper manager in this BIM system. So there rise the level of a BIM manager for a project. That is the highest position what we can assume in a BIM-based project. So what I have to tell you is that, like, even manual drafting where there is Sketchpad, AutoCAD, and even ArchiCAD, Revit, and even some 3D modeling software like SketchUp, 3ds Max. So I have a question, like, even do we have to connect 3ds Max and SketchUp with BIM? Yes? Why? Can somebody give a mic? Like, even what is the role of SketchUp and 3ds Max in BIM? Because normally we know, like, even these are the 3D modeling software, right? Okay. Please make a quick introduction about you and then please.
Okay, my name is Diana James and I'm a 3 years experienced professional in BIM and now doing MTech in structural engineering and construction management. So, okay, what is the relation of this 3ds Max? And I think 3ds Max and SketchUp can be used for conceptual modeling, and from that conceptual stage we can connect to a BIM stage. So for that purpose we can use this.
Exactly, because as I told you, thank you so much. So the thing is, like the concept is the first stage of a project, right? So even when an architect comes to the scene, like even how we'll convey to the client, like even what is the project that is going to happen. So even for that one, SketchUp or 3ds Max is the first tool what we'll be using in this case. But the most important challenge what we will be facing in most of the project is connecting this 3D software, 3D modeling software to a BIM environment is very risk. Very risk in the sense, especially when you're dealing with some kind of massive projects, the information is having much important. It is not how it look like. It is not only how it look like. Obviously that is important from the aesthetic point of view, from an architecture point of view, that is good. But the detailing is what values. And only when it comes to the construction stage, the detailing is more valid compared to the design. So there, in that scenario, Autodesk has launched a product called Format, Autodesk Format. So that is actually meant for developing a conceptual model where you don't have anything, like even you don't have anything in the sense you will not be showing any details or nothing, just a kind of, what do you call it, dummy placeholders, like such a kind of object is what you are mentioning in the project with a basic informations like general materials or blah, blah, blah. So the thing is, when you are going to those things, information management, that is what you have to understand. When it comes to the project, for a building it is okay. What about this horizontal? Horizontal means what? Infrastructure, exactly. So when it comes to the infrastructure, the situation is totally different. So that's what I have to take it to your mind that, like even concept design, which software we are using in BIM. How you are connecting the concept to the BIM system, both for vertical BIM and horizontal BIM. So now you understood what is the difference between vertical BIM and horizontal BIM, right? So vertical BIM mostly focus on buildings. But horizontal BIM is actually, it is connected with infrastructure. So right now, you know, like even Expo 2020 was there in Dubai. So it was one of the big, they started long back and then last year they just finished it off. So now the point was, for that one, they have developed a big size road and even bridges and even metro lines were added. Many things are added onto the project. So it was very challenging. So what is the situation? How we'll coordinate? For coordinate a building itself is very difficult, right? So even for coordinating in infrastructural projects, that is the point what we need to understand. So that's what we have to tell. We have to point that mitigation strategy is the highest point in BIM, especially when you are dealing with what kind of, let it be a kind of horizontal and even the vertical. And currently, BIM channel, we just associated with the project NEOM, you know, the NEOM project, like even Saudi, it is going to happen now. So in that one, you heard about the project called The Line. You're aware about that one. So it's around 172 kilometer long project, and even it's a kind of 200, it's a massive project, and even completely artificial intelligence, IoT, many things are being integrated into the project. So currently we have just joined for that project. For managing the BIM for a tunnel. So the tunnel is the scope. So tunnel comes with infrastructure. So how you will manage a tunnel? Is it an important thing or? Because obviously, like even drill and blast system is what they have used there. So even at every 500 meters, we'll drill and then we'll just develop those particular part and then we'll build the steel structures and then place the concrete case up, and then the next 500 meters, and then finally, like even this is what being constructed. For constructing this one, we need to connect additional, say for example, sub tunnels. Then only the people can reach there. Okay, so it's very challenging. So you know, like even this is very challenging in the case of modeling, as far as it is more challenging in the case of a real site there. So the point is, everything points at one point called BIM. So there comes the role of a BIM professional or a BIM specialist. Like even how we will use BIM. Most of the people, 90% of the people who comes with the CV called BIM specialist, they know only Revit. So that is a controversy as well. The point is, like even controversy point is like even when you are going for Revit knowledge as a BIM specialist, there you can work like a draftsman. Like even how the draftsmen work now, that is the same situation what you can see if you go with Revit knowledge alone. We call those person as BIM modeler. So BIM modeler works as a draftsman in the industry with Revit software. That is the difference. So the point is, that is the first stage. When it comes to the reality, it comes into the next, what do you call, all those coordination and everything. So the point is, even, have you heard about the software called Navisworks? So Navisworks is the best tool what will help us to manage all these issues there. So even when you go for horizontal and even the vertical BIM, the concept lies with managing or coordination. So coordination, we have to follow or we have to focus on the software called Navisworks. Even in whichever software you model is not at all an issue. Say for example, infra models are being carried out with Civil 3D. You know the software Civil 3D, right? Civil 3D is the key software to do the infrastructural modeling. Before it was MicroStation. MicroStation was a software which was, everyone were using the same software called MicroStation. But recently, most of the project is being carried out with Civil 3D. So where I am pointing is like even it is not only Revit. Okay, so apart from the Revit, when it comes to this infrastructure or horizontal BIM concept, we have to manage like even Civil 3D, MicroStation, and even when it comes to the structural side, we have STAAD Pro, ETABS for analysis part. That is also related with BIM, okay? And even 𝗕𝗓𝗏. 𝗕𝗓𝗏 is one of the, you know, the Museum of Future in Dubai. Museum of Future is completely organic building. So for organic building and all, it's not concrete structures, right? Even it is, obviously it is like even steel structures, and also pre-engineered construction is what they are following there. So for that one, space frames will be there, connections, all the things need to be connected into one single platform. So there we have to follow 𝗕𝗓𝗏. 𝗕𝗓𝗏 is the software. And also that is also connected with BIM. So industry is that everybody is coming to the system called BIM. So there comes the role of the young people or the people who are coming to this area to understand the real side of BIM, like even what the reality is. So this is what I have to tell you, like even horizontal and vertical BIM is the part there. So this is a question to you, okay? So I wanted a response from you guys. So what's the traditional practice of a general design? What is being followed here? I want all of you to be responsive. Chance is open to all. Again, what is the traditional practice for a project? The design stages. What are the design stages in a project? Please raise your hands. We will give you the mic, so please come up. Thank you.
Okay, my name is 𝗕𝗏𝗔. I think first one is planning. Then is it for whole building work or design?
Design side only.
Design side.
Design
so
side.
structural design.
Design in the sense like even the initial stage of the design. It can be like, you can consider like an architectural design. Say for example.
Okay, then first will be a planning or site. First we need to find out the site.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that planning is there. Planning whether sanction works is there. Then coming to planning.
Okay.
Then architecture planning, site planning, all those plannings. Then coming to structural works, and we will estimate the quantities.
Okay.
Then we need to do project planning.
Okay.
And
planning is done later or?
No, before that.
Okay.
Before. Then
finally handing over.
Yes.
Okay. This is Thank you so much. This is actually one way of handling a project. Is there any other views on the project? I won't come to you, man. Any other points? Yeah.
My name is Praveena.
Okay.
First, after finding out the site, we go for soil test and all.
Okay.
Soil investigation.
Okay.
Soil test after, and we'll find out the bearing capacity of the soil and we'll decide what type of foundation we are going to do for the structure.
Okay.
And after that, preparing plan, design and all.
Okay.
And setting out an excavation, cut and filling. That for a big project, that is also very important.
Exactly. Okay.
Additional points.
Then remaining things. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Any other still? Yeah. Actually, when you see the next slide, everybody will get scared.
Hi, my name is Nimisha.
Yeah.
So this is when project management consultants come into picture. So first they will be coordinating with the architectural team and then the structural team. So first they will be deciding on the column spacing and everything. Once the architectural plan is being finalized, then the structural design will be going on. And then after the sanctions and all in between, then the MEP, HVAC people, all of them will be coming, and that's how. And once the structural drawings are released, the construction can start happening. And traditionally, the MEP and all will come only after the construction of structural things has happened.
Okay. So what time they will start designing?
Traditionally, they will be starting designing only after the structural design is complete.
Okay.
And once the construction is started.
Obviously, we'll have a debate now. All right. That's good.
Thank you.
And then services and all comes in the next stages. Okay. That's great. Still, I would like to get something. Mic is free now.
Actually, before all, I think there should be a detailed layout for the space that we need. From there, it starts the architecture details, then structure.
Architecture detailing will be okay.
Architecture layout.
Okay,
just
fine.
layout.
Okay.
Then it comes the structure. But as a debate, I won't suggest that everything will be MEP works will be done after structure works.
Okay.
Actually, I think it is a cycle.
Exactly.
Which,
simultaneous cycle.
There is no end, repeating cycle between architecture, structure, and MEP. I don't think these three happens just after another. There is not such a stage. Actually, these three things are a cycle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. So anybody from the front side? This is what I told you, like, even please come up, so even we'll share our views, then we'll learn. Sharing and learning, right? Anybody? Okay. Construction management planning, okay. That is all fine. Any other views? Tendering. Okay. Should I? That's it. Costing. Costing is also important. So initial costing. So that is what tendering. At what stage the tendering comes. So even this is what important. This is what we have to standardize or we have to unify now itself. Like even how a project begins and what are the stages. So what I'm telling you is like even at each stage of the project, we have to do the BIM deliverables at that standards. So even I would like to hear from you.
Yeah, I've been doing these kind of huge projects in Kerala.
Okay.
So I was facing this problem was management within all these consultants. That's why I suggested BIM as the base for the whole management system. So how do we practice in the traditional practices of Kerala or India, I would say is right. In the beginning, we will come up with the, since I'm an architect, we start with the architect and we deliver the conceptual plans, and then once the client say yes to that conceptual plans, because they won't be knowing the technicalities behind the project. So even before delivering the concepts, in my projects, I do consult all my consultants parallelly, so that if I come up with an odd shape or something, whether the structural consultant should be able to sort it out and my MEP team should say yes to that, then only I deliver even the conceptual plan. Because once the concept is delivered, I cannot change my client's mind.
Exactly.
So you should stick to that. So before that itself, you should coordinate with all the teams to come into a conceptual design. This
is the great point what I am also expecting. Like even the point is, this is the most important challenge we are facing.
Otherwise, you will end up with, it is not possible.
It's not possible.
So there's no
it's not
point you
practical,
being an architect delivering a concept.
Exactly. For a small scale project, it's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like when we have more people
That's what,
on board, like
infrastructure and everything is connected, then it's very difficult. Even if you tackle with different materials which is not available in India, you might need technicalities from outside.
Logistics side is also
definitely yes. Even structural consultants we need to get from outside.
Exactly.
So that is very important.
Exactly.
In the end, you might drop the project because it's not possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even this is the challenge what we faced in one of our project also. So the thing is, any other points? Anybody else? Sorry, just on the next slide. Anybody, any other points? If it is not there, I'll just go to the next. That is better, right? Okay. So even this is what being practiced in the projects. Most of the project, I guess this is the way in the real projects as well. So the point is, concept design stage is the first. Say for example, 100 days that is the stage of the project. Say for example, first 20 days are given for concept design. So that concept design is not only the role of an architect. That is the controversy. Not controversy, that is the reality, what you can say. Like even in the concept stage, we need to take up the structural team, MEP guys, lighting, means kitchen equipments, everybody should be on board. And they should prepare a proper plan at the design stage itself. Because in massive project, it is not only lying in the hand of an architect. Obviously, concept is important. Services are important, as we see, like even the form should follow the function, right? So the functionality is the important thing here. So from the concept stage, everybody will be coming into the board. And once the concept is approved from the client, obviously for the big projects, you will be having two phases, like 50% of CD, we call it like CD, and 100% of CD. So there we have to deliver the projects based upon the basic informations. Say for example, the concept model, it should not be in SketchUp. It should be in Revit. Or at least the base framework should be in SketchUp. That is fine, totally fine. At the time of discussions with the PowerPoint presentation to the clients, it's okay. But when it comes to the detailed presentations, we need to deliver that in Revit only. So that is the importance of Revit software. So even that same Revit is being linked on a live basis with MEP and structure team through the cloud platform called Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro. It was older, it was BIM 360. Now it is Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro. We call it like ABC Pro. We have planned for a live demonstration in the next session for that one. The point is, when it comes to the concept design, the client will be also there in this BIM 360 platform or BIM Collaborate Pro platform there. So even client can see what is happening in the design, even in all the cases. And also client side will be also having the BIM team. So what they will do, they will just cross-verify like even what the consultants are delivering. And even apart from the client side, we call it like a project management consultancy, PMC, Okay, so project management consultancy will be working for the client to check the quality of the project, whether their deliverables are on track. And apart from this PMC, there will be another team in the project called peer reviewer. So that is again another company who doesn't have any role in the design. Their idea is to check the practical side of the design. If the architects are delivering it based upon proper data or proper protocols, especially country-based protocols are totally different, because the project system what we are following in UAE will not be the same thing in KSA. It will not be the same thing in India. Because even in Dubai, we have to follow the civil defense guidelines. That is not the system what we have to follow in Saudi. That is not the thing what we have to follow here in India. So that is what the country-based or the the standardization protocols need to be monitored by a peer reviewer. That will be obviously another company. So they will not be modeling. They'll be just reviewing the model. And again, that is through BIM Collaborate Pro or BIM 360. So once the concept is done, then comes the schematic side. So what do you mean by the schematic? Drawings comes, detailing, little more detailing comes. So can anybody tell me a little more about the schematic style? Exactly, preliminary analysis based upon structural as well as general operational analysis is being carried out at schematic stage, and there comes the landscape team will be adding up, and even landscape services will be coming in, and even entire collaboration is what happening there. So in schematic stage also, everyone should deliver, should do the deliverables. Everyone means what? Means who? Architects, structural engineers, MEP engineers, and even specialty equipments. Everyone should come to the action there in the schematic stage. And again, that is coming in 50% and 100%. And even you have to submit it both drawings and BIM models. So I have a question. Like even we know like even BIM is actually a model, right? So what is the relevance of drawings now? Because everything is available in Revit model. So is drawings necessary or not? Obviously. You will kill me. Obviously, drawings are very important, because even though we do the Revit model as the deliverables, we need to get the drawings. Exactly, because execution is the most challenging. So for the execution part, we need to get the drawings. Even nobody will go to this Revit model and go into it. That's not practical. So the point is, in the BIM system, what BIM insists you is to develop the BIM model first and then extract the 2D drawing. That is the thing what BIM insists you. But in 90% of the project, it is happening in reverse. Why? Because now most of the companies, Revit experts are very limited. Okay. So the point is, in that scenario, the company fails to do the deliverables on the date. Submission delays happens, and even the client will pressurize you, and even you need to find out any way to get the deliverables done on that day. So even you will follow AutoCAD. AutoCAD is, even most of the people are having 20 years plus experience, so they'll be fluent in AutoCAD. And for people who are experienced in Revit, it will take a little bit time. Errors will be there, and even managing those errors are also quite complicated. That is why most of the architects have a point. Not only architects, most of the professionals have a point, like even Revit is a waste. I know that like this will be also a controversy, but that is the reality. Even in the project which I'm handling now, actually we have a discussion, now the SD 100% is happening now. This November, this is the coming date is their submission. So even in that one, ID team is coming into action. Interior designing team has came to vote. ID BIM modeling and ID BIM drawings have a big difference. You can draft anything. Okay. Even you can create the sections, you can create all those are 2D drafts. No. That is very easy, and manipulation are easy with AutoCAD. You can do anything. Okay, manipulation is very easy, but in Revit that is not much easy, because in Revit we call a term called a change anywhere as a change everywhere. Because if you change here in the plan view, it will affect in the elevation, section, 3D, everywhere. So the point is, if it is being changed there, that will affect the other one. But in the drawing, that is not the case. If you are changing in the drawing, it will be affecting only that PDF paper because it is already 2D is there. So even that will not affect your other design, right? So even that is what we need to understand. Like even that, there comes the role of BIM experts. So there we have to follow, we have to come a little bit out of the box from Revit. You heard about a plugin called Dynamo. Dynamo is a visual programming plugin which we will be using to make such activities much more simpler. Okay, so even just alone with Revit will not work. So you have to find out some kind of solutions on this one by following some additional external plugins like Dynamo. Dynamo is one of the best thing, like the Python is the base of Dynamo, Python language. So even it's like completely like visual programming. So even you have to think logically and then get to a result, and that is a scenario with Dynamo. And all those things comes to action. So that's what I'm telling, like even those ID team finds it very difficult to deliver the BIM SD 100% BIM model. Why? Because even ID, you know, like even say for example, if you have claddings, the fixation of the claddings are totally different. You will be having like even metal studs will be there. Sometimes plastering will pasted cladding will be there. Different methods are there for installation. So even SD or even in the Revit model, the client expects all those details. As you mentioned, like tendering, like even I have specified number 4 as tender package. So when it comes to the tender package, it's very messy. Like even you have to refer to the model what you have done at the previous stages to tender. So even all those things are calculated at that level. So that is the point. Challenging, right? So that is the point. So now schematic design comes in that way, and then comes the detailing. Okay, detailed design comes, and once the detailed designs, which includes each and every what we call joineries and even the material detailing, material texture detailing, much more detail there. And once the DD model is done, we have to take those model to the tendering site. So the point is, what we have done till now is only design wise. Nothing with, it's all consultant activities. So there, once the detailed design happens, you should take this model to take up the quantities, tendering side. There comes the role of a contractor. So in the real projects, now only the contractor comes to the action. So what happens? Contractor will be referring the BIM model, what is being developed by the consultants till DD stage. So they will refer, they will just check the material availability, and then they will just cross check like even how it is happening. Is it practically possible or not? Or is the design just a kind of fantasy or just like a real design? So they will just compare with the practical availability, and then finally they will also submit a kind of BIM model for the tendering package with quantities. So once these two things are, obviously like even a tendering package, it is open, bid is happening. So even many people will be coming into the board, and even we have to, we means the client, the PMC, yeah, we have to finalize one particular people, one team in order to check everything, quality, and many things are there. So even once it is okay, you have to issue an IFC package. IFC packages, you know, right? Issued for construction. So earlier time it was all drawings. Right now we have to issue the IFC models. IFC package are coming in Revit models as well. So even everyone focus, hope you are not getting bored, right? Little bit. Okay, fine. You can have water is there available, so please get relaxed. Okay. So in the IFC package, what happens? Contracting team enters, and even once the contracting team refers to the design model what they have done, they should prepare another package for as-built. That is the last phase in the project. So once as-built is developed, the construction proceeds and even site execution starts. That is the process in BIM design. So I have to tell you something. Like even these first two phases are okay. Like even up to schematic design, it's okay. Like even from detailed design onwards, sometimes it joins together, like even DD and tendering can happen together. Quantities together, it can happen, depends upon the project. And obviously this is the general strategy. In some projects it may vary. Okay, obviously it depends upon the project scope and the availability and the country-based operations, it's totally different there. So even you have to understand, so this is the scenario. So this is the BIM practice of handling a project in different stages. And now I have to tell you something. We have to coin a term called level of development. Okay? Level of development is there and level of detailing is there. I'm checking is it the time for break? Please tell me if you need some break, please let me know. I know that it's very boring to hear one person speaking throughout, right? Okay. So even, this is what I have to tell you, like even when a project starts, the level of development of a project starts from the concept stage, and we call that stage to be like even LOD 100. So LOD, level of development stage 100, means it's all about concept stage. So if you are getting engaged in a project of BIM and you are coming to this term called LOD, please understand that LOD means level of development if you are considering a project as a whole. If you are considering an object, say for example, if ID package of this conference room is our scope. So even there we have to focus. Say for example, this chair is our project. Obviously this chair can be our project, right? So the chair LOD represents level of detail. Okay. So up to what detail you have to model an entity in the project. So both are different. So even so far as a Revit modeler is concerned, their scope is to understand level of detail only, like even modeling, how much detail should be there in the object. But if you are considering the project in a bigger scale, you have to understand level of development where the project starts from the concept, schematic, detail, IFC or construction, and as-built. So it starts from 100, then 200, then 300, 350 and 400 is like even IFC and construction, all it's a kind of combination. And the BIM manager can decide like even how detailed we should have it. Okay. And then finally, once it comes to the next stage, you can even go for as-built, LOD 500. So LOD 500 represents, it's all about as-built only. So what I'm trying to tell is that when you are coming to a project in BIM, obviously Revit will be there, right? So even when, suppose you might be a reviewer, sometimes you might be the person who is working on the model. So just understand what all things need to be added into each LOD stages. Okay, if you can note down, just please note on one term called LOIN, level of information need. It is actually a set of document which defines how much detail should be there in each and every package. I'll show you a file for that one, but it's actually confidential. That's why I'll show you after the session there. Okay. So the thing is, in that one, the BIM manager is responsible for defining how much detail you should show at each and every stage. Say for example, wall. If we consider the wall alone, in LOD 100, what all things need to be added in the wall? In LOD 200, what all things need to be added in the wall? So like the way up to as-built, there is a standard procedure. So in BIM, we have to follow that. That is why I'm telling like even BIM is not just a 3D modeling. In 3ds Max modeling and all, it is easy. Like even you can just show some, it's only visual. But here it comes to the detailing also. So visual is important along with the detail there. So that is the concept of level of development. And if you can see like some more detailed explanation, what I have told you now, just please go through those words there. Meanwhile, I'll have a small drink. concept design, schematic. So please read it. Like even model elements are graphically represented in the model with a symbol or any other generic component. Like it can be a symbol. If you are developing a conceptual model, sometimes a dot can represent many things. That a BIM-based person will know. Like even that dot represents this. Sometimes if you want to represent this table, it will be a cylinder only. You need not show the leg and everything, just a cylinder. It's like a placeholder. You are indicating like even it is something is there. Normal design procedure itself, but it given another name, another definition digitally, that's it. Hi. And then schematic, you can see like, I would like to see the, the difference between each stages, okay. In LOD 100, almost you can find similar sentences, but a small difference will be there. So please focus on those text in detail so you will get a clarity. Like even this one, apart from the representation, approximate quantities, size, shape, location, and orientation will be additional in LOD 200. Okay, LOD 200, that will be additional. And when it comes to 300 and 350, this is the scenario. It's clear for you, right? Readable, right? Yeah. Okay, fine. Like even in LOD 300, non-graphic informations may be also attached. I'll come to that point in the next slide. What is non-graphical informations or non-geometrical information? That is also very important. And it comes to IFC, what happens, like even the location interfaces, and say for example, coordinations will be more focused when you are coming to IFCs. In 350, coordination or clash detections will be done in a higher scale. Because in the previous scales and all, even though some clashes are, we'll just, neglect few clashes. Because it can be corrected in the next stage, it can be corrected in the next stage. But when it comes to LOD 350 range, you have to ensure that 90% of the project is clash-free. Interferences are not there. Please make sure that is being happening in the stages. And and obviously the last one, 400 and 500. You can see a small pictorial representation how the building develops. If you can see back, like even, see, this was the point, like even, a box in 100, it reached schematic 200, and when it comes to 300, little more additional things added. 350, you can see more additions, and then 400 and 500 as built. So this is the project development phase in BIM. Any questions? Please ask some questions. Because see, even though we covered it in a few slides, this is the core of BIM system there. Because even though, why I'm telling you like is when you are going to many projects, you have to get engaged in different meetings where the people who are attending the meeting with you may or may not be aware about the BIM in detail. They will be just knowing the term, but they don't know like what that is in detail. So we have to get aware that, like even in this one, this is the detail, the real side is there. So you can just go to a website called www.bimforum.org. So there you can even get more detailed information about what all ingredients, what all items should be there in the model. BIM forum. And even you can get a kind of copy of information required in the model there. Okay. It's okay, right? I continue or need a small pause? It's okay? All right. So even this is what I told you, like even the BIM model. You can see like geometric model is there, along with BIM data is required. So this is what I was telling, like geometric informations are required and non-geometric informations are required. And this is the main thing what many people are still not having any clarity on what these things are. So can somebody tell me, like, even what will be this? Geometric data and non-geometric data. I have only this, no definition is there, just only this slide is there. So we can't expect any definition letter. So even anybody can tell something. What will be the difference, or what will be the concept, idea behind Mike? This geometric and non-geometric data.
Geometric data means like just shape, size, or the building which contain different elements, something like that. Non-geometric data includes, I think, the material properties, their their specifications, something like.
Exactly. The specifications data, which means additional information related to an entity in the project. So that's very important. That is why then only we can say like it is a BIM, like even building information model. Otherwise, it is just like a 3D model only. If you develop a 3D building, home, roof and everything, it looks like a model, but the real BIM comes when it have non-geometric informations. And that is what many BIM modelers will just bluff at us. Like even, they'll just prepare it like even for looking, it's look good. But when you go into the detail, we can find many mistakes or many informations are still not there. So that is what we have to understand when we are working as a BIM consultant or even a kind of BIM manager, whatever it may be. We have to understand like in what all informations need to be integrated in this one. For that one, we have a terminology called COBIE. So construction, operation, and building information exchange. I haven't included that in the slide, so you can just note it down, please. So COBIE, we call it like even COBIE. COBIE data represents the informations of the project, of the model. And that model is what being shared with facility management team also. I told you in the beginning, like even this is not just till the handing over. Even after handing over, the operations or the complete maintenance is being carried out through the BIM system. So for that maintenance procedures, because O&M is actually one of the big scale activity what is happening in BIM projects. O&M means what? Operation and maintenance. So even there is a separate companies who are following that, who are specifically focused on operation and maintenance. So even those people need those data for like COBIE data is what they are expecting. So even currently in Abu Dhabi, the ministry have a new plan to develop an entire, the Abu Dhabi city need to be modeled in BIM. That is, when we hear it, like even it seems very, what you call, we cannot accept. Will that happen? But it is happening. So even what they are doing is, like when you heard about like scan to BIM concept is there. Scan to BIM means what? You will just place a device and then we'll just capture the items and then we'll get a point cloud files there. Point cloud files means, say for example, we have a camera there. So even just like that camera, we'll place the device and we'll get the 360 points, captured from the surrounding, and we'll get a file. And that file can be integrated in Revit. There is another plugin. I'll show you a kind of small idea on that. So even by that thing, we are developing a kind of as-built model by referring to the point cloud data. So that is also, again, another thing. Because when the BIM is invading the industry, what will happen with the old project? Say, for example, Burj Al Arab, many buildings are there which are not done in BIM. So what we will do with those projects? Exactly. Like even such things know, can we prepare an as-built model? How we are preparing as-built model now? What is the procedure? Yeah. Like how? What means you are using for that? No. I'm asking about what action you are doing for that to get those particular item. Sorry? Exactly. That is what currently we have in our hand, right? Field measurement. Like we have to go to the site and then take up the measurements and then get the things. But right now, this system, like even scan to BIM and all are available in order to reduce those heaviness of the task there. And even those data, we need to develop. We need to just get engaged in the, the BIM model there. And there comes the role of BIM specialist, and in case many things are there. And what they are aiming is, beyond the BIM, there is an upcoming trend called digital twin. I'm not giving too much. I know like even many things I have told you, but still just note this point in mind. Like after the BIM, a new trend is it's already there, but still it is going to come called digital twin. So digital twin is actually like even the real thing, or what we have in the reality is what being modeled there with existing information. And it's again another thing we need to discuss one day full. So even in that scenario also, like even the scan to BIM, like even the scan data point cloud files are being used there as such. So we were discussing about this non-geometric data, right? Okay. So 𝗕𝗏. So 𝗕𝗏 is very important for facility management, and even the consult, even if it is an architect, structural engineers, MEP engineers, everyone are responsible to develop those 𝗕𝗏 data. So even just take out the idea, like even it is not just modeling in Revit, we need to just do all these operations are there connected with those Revit models. Okay. So you can see like even stakeholders in the project. I just shortlisted them. PMC and even peer reviewers are not there, just client, consultants and contractors are only there. So these are the main players in a project. So even when it comes to the BIM, you have to work for those people as well. And the way of operations for each team is different. It is not only like even we are talking about BIM, right? But the BIM is handled in different way by consultants, contractors and client. So that is again another area there. So even we need to understand. All right. So and this is again a kind of short team what we have. I just put a lady there called BIM manager. She is representing lead design consultant, means the lead architect of the project. Okay. So under them, they will be having architecture, structure, MEP, BIM managers, and under them we have coordinators who are doing the coordination internally as well. And as a quick summary, you have to understand this is the hierarchy of the BIM operations in whichever company you go. BIM manager, and then BIM coordinator, and then comes BIM modeler. So BIM modeler stands in the role of a draftsman. So the people who knows only Revit, they will be working under the stage. People who know Revit and Navisworks with BIM 360, they will come little bit up. And even if people know BIM standards, like even in BIM, we have to follow ISO standards. ISO 19650 is the standard what we are following in BIM operations. They will be focusing on BIM managers. ISO 19650, if you want, you can just refer those standards, just like our codes and all. A lot more are there, different versions are there. You can even just refer to that and then get some more information on that one. So that is a hierarchy what you need to follow there in this BIM strategy. Now any questions? Yeah. BIM engineer. Actually, there is no designation called BIM engineer. But the BIM engineer comes to action when he is involved in design also. Okay, because so-called BIM modelers only knows Revit. But a BIM engineer will be knowing the Revit modeling with design. Because obviously, you know, when a project comes, there will be a change in the design, no? So even if an architect changes some places, it will be affecting structural team, it will be affecting MEP, everyone will be affected. So even those members should have an idea, or they should have a kind of knowledge in order to solve those issues from their side. That is very important. So BIM engineers works in that stages. When it comes to BIM architecture consultancy, we call them as BIM architects. So even they are involved in design stage there. So that is the scenario. So this is the hierarchy what we need to understand. And so generally, we have to say that BIM is not just software, but these all are some of the software what is being used in BIM. So what I'm telling is, we know like Revit is the most popular software. So when you are, if you have any interest to make a research in BIM or you need to do something like that, just don't limit your operation with Revit only. These all are the areas where you can even just explore like anything. And you can see a small thing here. VR, right? So even now these things are being connected to VR also, virtual reality. And you know about Unreal Engine and Twinmotion and even, say for example, Blender. Many software are there which adds your model to this virtual reality part. And even from there, it will come to artificial intelligence. That is the path. Okay. So even generally we have in most of the projects in abroad, actually in Saudi they are going to develop a new project for praying. A praying room is what being developed there. Sorry, an office is being developed there. So in the office, during the prayer time, they will be working, right? Say for example, the afternoon prayer and all, like they will be working. But at that moment, when the time comes at the prayer time, automatically the light ambience changes. And even from the sound, from the speakers, like even those pray things will come up. And even the people will get a kind of ambience in the sense that the mood is being changed from the interior. So that is totally a kind of automation. So even those automation need to be developed using BIM software, BIM models and all. So that's what I'm telling. Like even in one way or the other, it should be connected to artificial intelligence. Okay. So we'll just have a small video and then we'll just see.
Every AEC project begins with an idea and a multidisciplinary team working with a collection of tools to bring that idea to life. Civil engineers start by developing an existing conditions model in InfraWorks. Point cloud data from recap and GIS content, such as sewer and flood information, are added to enrich the model and enable the conceptual design of road and site layouts in the project's real-world context. Switching to building design, a concept is sketched for a health clinic in the site context using Format Pro. The massing is refined, details and materials are added. The impact of sun and shadows is studied, and solar analysis is performed. Insight is used to conduct whole building energy analysis and optimization. Back in InfraWorks, the conceptual models are evaluated within the site context. Next, detailed building design is performed in Revit. The format mass is used to locate architectural elements. Dynamo is used to study alternative roof concepts through computational design. Structural and MEP engineers create models for engineering design, analysis, detailing, and documentation. The design disciplines link their Revit models to ensure the building design remains coordinated throughout the process. As the building design comes together, civil engineers develop the detailed site design in Civil 3D, including parking lot layout, grading, and drainage networks. Using vehicle tracking, even vehicle movement can be simulated and analyzed. Then in InfraWorks, a compelling visual is generated to improve understanding of the design. The next phase of the project is the design of a hospital. As before, the project moves from concept to completion with Format Pro and Revit, starting with architectural elements. Structural and MEP engineering disciplines join the project to create a highly detailed, coordinated building design. During pre-construction, design teams and contractors can perform 3D clash detection on the building and site models in Navisworks. Together, the team can identify interferences between steel framing and mechanical ducts in the building, as well as between site utility networks in the infrastructure design, enabling resolution of any issues between design intent, constructability, and fabrication before construction even begins. Finally, the team can also conduct 4D simulations to understand project phasing and construction sequencing, taking the project one step closer to the field. The Autodesk AEC collection gives every designer, engineer, and contractor the tools and integrated workflows they need to deliver building and infrastructure projects with confidence.
So this is the overview. Okay. So thank you so much for your patience. So we'll have a short break and then come back. So after the break, I will show you that the project, the live project. So even we can see like even how the documents and everything are being carried out. Okay. So we'll take a break and then just relax and come back. Thank you.
So guys.
Hi, Jolson madam. So thank you for coming and receiving our invitation. And there is a small break for 10 minutes for tea, coffee, and then we can come back with a more interesting session. How the session going on totally? So okay, it's informative. So I think.
That's not a problem. Number, you can give any number. Just if you have your number, you can even just give it there. So even when you are planning to implement this in your universities, you will be getting your education accesses available. So even you can even make your students to do all these things from there. Yeah, so now she has activated, and then this is what you can see, like even welcome 𝗕𝗜𝗠, like this is your project. So now you will be getting a screen like this. From there, 0% complete. So 1463 days are left in the project as per the plan. Okay. So you can see like even if there is any link or recent activities and everything, you can even see it. Did you all get this? Okay, maybe it will take some time to get activated, but still please. Any progress? You gone to the screen, right? Okay. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm going to upload a file to this project. All right, so I'm just uploading a file there. Okay. So what I did is, I just added a project to it. So my intention is, you will be able to view this project from your device. Did you all get into the project? Okay, fine. So even what you have to do is, there is a stage called document management, or docs is there. So you can go into the docs and then you can even just see it. Let it get completed, then you can go. So this is the problem, like even initial side of a BIM system is totally quite lengthy, but only that time. So once you set your platform, then the rest of the procedures will be very easy. So initially don't get frustrated with the operation in BIM, because the BIM system's initial setup is quite complicated. But once you cross that area, then it will be very easy. So let us wait. Yeah. So now it is being pending processing, and so the thing is, you can even place Revit file, documents, PDFs, PPT, Excel, video, audio files, and many things you can even upload it. And even that can be considered as a reference for your project there. So now the size of the file is 16.2, right? Yeah, 16.2 MB is the size of this. This is actually a sample file, what you can see in Revit. So the point is, I will show you like even how an operation, how the process happens. So even network, bandwidth and everything will be an issue. So one thing I have to share with you, like even when we are going to approach some new system, always we should find the pros and cons of it. Because many areas, like even you can highlight only the positive sides, but we should understand what is the positive and negative side of this one. Okay. See, right now you can see like this has been uploaded to the project. So now I would like to see the other screen. I'm not sharing it. Okay, so this is actually one team member's monitor is what you'll be seeing. Can you please refresh it? So in the document management, so when you are going in the document management, okay. Just a moment. You will be getting a message like even you don't have access, right? Okay. So can you refresh it again? Can you do it? Okay. So you will be getting a message like this. So now you will be getting the access for that application. So did you all get it? I think now you all can get it, I guess. Please do refresh. So the frequent refreshing is required to get the access completely. So the point is, can you open that file? Yeah. Did you all get? Okay. Got it? No. Just do refresh 1 or 2 times, then you will be getting the access there. So the thing is, once you get into the file, you will be getting this. The file will be what you call viewed like this. Please tell me if you get the access. Got it, right? Okay. So can you open that file from your mobile? So what I will do is, once you, how many of you didn't get it? Okay, fine. Okay, number is less. All right, so please do refresh again, so you will be getting the access. Is it possible to see the file, view the files? Click on that, okay. No need to download it, just clicking is enough. Just by click is enough. കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഫയൽ ഇല്ലേ? ഒന്ന് മൂടുന്നു. ടൈം എടുക്കുക. ആ. ഏതാണ്? 160, 16.2 MB. How many of you got the file? Okay, it's open up. You can open it, right? Perfect. So just wait, because maybe because of the network issue. I don't refresh again. See, because now many people has been added, no, so even maybe because of that. So I'll show you something. So now you can see my screen, okay. So what I'm going to do is, once I go to that project, a simple thing I have to tell you, like even I found some kind of issue in the project. So I need to intimate it to the person who is responsible for doing that one. So what I'm going to do is, see, this is the model what I do there, what I got it. So what I will do is, like say for example, I found an issue, a small issue I found there. So what I will do is, I'll just go for a kind of coordination based issue, or I'll say for example, commissioning based issue is there. So I'll just come and click over here. On that roof, there is an issue. So what I'm going to do is, I'm assigning this issue, which is a commissioning based issue, to a person. Even you can see assigned to whom you can assign. Say for example, I'm assigning to Arun. And say for example, let me assign to Tirtha. Okay. So what I can tell him, or I can tell that person is like even before which day he should find a solution for that one. So I can just say for example, 2 days, I'm giving 2 days to him, 31st. Say for example, when they should start, say for example, today. And if I know the reason, I can just specify like even what is the reason behind this issue. Say for example, design change, that is the issue. If you have any reference images related to that change in the design, you can even add it over there. And then finally, if you have any comments, you can even just add those comments to it. Okay, so once this issue is created, I think, did you get a mail? So can you please share the screen? It's very difficult to share it to all of you, but I'll just show a demonstration. So now, say for example, in that person's thing, they'll be getting a mail like this, action required. Okay, so can you click on this, that mail? So now, say for example, I have assigned an issue to that particular person. You can see like even what are the things. So what you can do, she can click on view issues. So once that view issue is done, all right, see. Now this is what message what they will be getting. So even if you click on that issue, can you please click on issue number 1, like even commission issue. So even what you are getting is like even, you can see like this is the information or this is the response what is being expected from you. You can just come down and say, for example, if you have any informations, you can even just give out, say for example, you can add the comments, you can even just add some kind of attachments, and then simply you should make, can you come down? Come down a little bit. Say for example, the status. So once the issue is being solved from their side, what they should do is they should change the status from open, or you can even make it like pending or review, or say for example closed. So even once it is closed there, I will be getting, like the person who assigned this issue will be getting a mail that this issue has been solved by that person. So what I'm trying to show you is like even this is the basic operation. I cannot show everything like this, but this is just like a kind of quick glance to how a BIM 360 or BIM Collaborate Pro operates. So with this scenario, like even people from different countries can work on the same platform, and our design issues and all such related challenges in the projects can be minimized. We cannot nullify it, we can minimize the things there. So this is just like a quick demonstration. What you can do is, and even I will upload little more files to this account. So even you can access from your home when you go there, and then if any feedback is there, you can please let me know, like even how it works with you. And obviously license is required. Okay, so when you are going to work for a company, the license is required for this one, and then that you can work it, or you can operate it much more smoother way. Okay. So this is just like the same way, and the next thing is like even you can link some file directly to Revit. Say for example, a structural team is in US and architects is in India. So even architects can link their structural model directly from BIM Collaborate Pro and then work on it. Okay, so that is the operation. So even with this short span, it is very difficult to present everything, but still this is a quick idea on how it can be managed. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Yeah. You have a mic, please. Yeah, see, that is again a good question. Like even how we'll manage the construction drawings, because if you can see the other project, thousands of drawings are uploaded in the same platform in separate folder. So even obviously there is a process called electronic data management. You heard about Econex? Econex is the platform through which complete documents are officially submitted or transmitted to all the stakeholders in the project. So drawings, 90% of the drawings, they used to officially get submitted through Econex. That is what happening there. But in BIM 360 also they'll be just sharing it like a transmittal. DWG format only. Because right now I have uploaded this RVT file. So even RVT is accessible to everyone, and even DWG is accessible, PDF, anything is possible. What the thing is, you can download it if you have the permission. If you don't have the permission download, you cannot get it. And that permission should be given by the BIM manager. So once it is done, then you can even just access all the things very smoothly. And even at the stage of construction side, even contracting team also come in action to the same platform. So even they will retrieve the data from the same platform, and then they will take it up for their reference, and then they will prepare again another drawing by referring to our models, and they will upload again. So even that need to be corrected. So it's like a kind of chain process. Especially with the big projects and all, the system is much more important. Otherwise, what happens? No. Otherwise, people will go in their way, and even that will be more complicated there. Okay. So I think that's enough for the time being, right? Lot more are there to say. Like, if you have anything more, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can see, like at the time of giving, I can see, I can just come to you. See here, you can find an option called watchers. So watchers are the people who are CC in the email CC. No, so those are there. So even they will get notified as well. So we can decide whom should be added as a watcher. So sometimes some person shouldn't know like even what is happening. So you can hide them also. That is also possible there. So even right now they are totally making it more user friendly and as well. All right, so I think it's the time for lunch. So any more questions so far? Okay, fine, no problem. So after the lunch, my friend, she'll be joining. I don't know, like even they're busy with the projects now in between. She told like even she's very interested to do all these things. So hopefully if she's available, we'll have a session 2:30, right? So we'll just take a 1 hour break for having the lunch, and then once we come back after the lunch, we'll just have a discussion with her. So if you can also just share your queries to her as well, and whatever things you want, you can even just share it up. Okay. And also, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Whatever thing is there, please just ask before we winding up the sessions. Okay. Anything else? Okay. So thank you so much. So please have your lunch, and then we'll be back. Thank you. All right, so this is a brief idea about her. So now she is there with me. So let me just, I think better I come here. So actually this is purely a cloud, means online interaction. So hopefully we can even see. Hi Irina.
Hi everyone, and
yes.
Thank you for joining today. Hi from Dubai. I would have loved to be there, but we will do it this way.
Okay.
How is it going?
Yeah,
everything is enjoying today.
Yeah, everything is well. And then I just did a half session and then bored them till now. So now it is towards you. So you can see all of us, right? Clearly?
I can see.
Okay, perfect. So I think this is from my side. So over to Irina. So Irina, it's all yours now.
Yes. So again, thank you for being here and thank you for this opportunity to share my experience. I'm Irina Capo. I'm a BIM consultant from BIMX, BIM Engineering Consulting Services. It's a company based in UAE, in Dubai. I started my experience in Middle East and in the full immersion of BIM, and in 2018, I was doing something before, but not at the level I will show you today. The first project I have been involved is the Expo, the project of the Metro Expo Link It's a 15 kilometers project that was done in UAE, 7 new station, a huge, huge project. I don't know how much you are familiar with BIM and what you have learned today, but before Midun was explaining about the stages when you be involved during a project, and in this particular project, I was involved in the pre-construction, construction phase, and is one of the phases when you actually can enjoy a little bit more talking about BIM and working with BIM. I will share my screen to show you just a little bit about this. I hope you will enjoy. I will not introduce the other project we have worked because I think that this project is one of the best school I ever had. Is huge as a project, but at the same time, since you go in until the as-built stage, so you go further in the process of producing, let's say, a digital product that is, then you see it constructed and then you finalize it in the full stages. I think it's one of the best to show you and to let you know what it means starting as a BIM and being part of this process. Midun, is okay to share my screen?
Yes. You can share it.
Okay. So I will share the screen. Okay. No, before I start with this, so as I was saying, so this is the metro project. It has. Let me open the view as a full view. Okay, so this is the metro. So this is the new X station of the metro, and it started from an interchange station, and it goes to the Expo. I don't know how many of you have been participated to Expo or did get the chance to visit, but before producing the Expo, that was one of the projects that also I have participated, but we will leave it behind. The 7 new station was produced to reach the actual site. Now, for the station, usually they divided in elevated station and underground. There were 3 elevated stations, 2 underground, and the 2 main stations, one that is the interchange and the one that is the Expo. This is the first station I have been involved is the underground, what we call R74, and it's massive, and it have the 2 entrances. And this is just a representation of how the levels are divided, how the process of the work was done during when I was working there. So, as I said, I participated in the pre-construction phase. So already the models were done. They need to be developed further in a level of detail that is closer to the stage we are working. So already the other stakeholders are present and the other subcontractors have done their own models, and you have a federated central model when you will have the local, all the BIM model, all the BIM models that you have done separately in one central model to go ahead with clash detection and to produce further the work. Now, for the submission process, as we said, we have the BIM model that is in this case in Revit, and as Midun has shared with you, BIM is not just one software, but in this case was 3 main software. That is Revit for the producement of the BIM models, and then you have Navisworks for the clash report and clash detection, and then we have AutoCAD, because it's still the main program for the stakeholders to, let's say, check the files and to work on it. No? And then you have ProjectWise and Anconex, but they are just platform to share the files and to, let's say, this is something that the main contractor will decide how to proceed to view and share the files for official how can I say, official submission, let's say. Now, this is one of the shop drawings, how they look and how was, so you have seen this one so many times in AutoCAD, but from the models, one of the main work is to produce shop drawings and it actually looks like a normal, let's say, shop drawings in AutoCAD. You will always have the views extracted from, this is 3D actually, but as Midun probably has explained, you will extract some of the views and then you produce the layouts with key plan, notes, who are participating, subcontractor, names, etc. You can produce 3D views inside, and to help to let's say, to visualize and use it also as a tools of visualization. In this case, we were supposed to do the mock-up of the expo station. So part of the station were assembled together to show how it will look by physically producing the elements that actually were realizing. This is the expo station. Okay, so I will stop there. This one, I think it can a little bit get annoyed. I think you guys have already seen quite a lot of those. So I just want to share with you, this is the R74, is the station that I was saying that I have participated. I participate in 7 of them, but this is the first one, and I'm really attached to this station. This is how it looks in Naviswork. The one that we are seeing now is Naviswork as a software. Is the one that to send to them to visualize. Some of them do not have Revit, do not have a proper software. So this is one of the ways to easily visualize and get through a 3D model, even without knowing how to, let's say, to work on them, and to especially to visualize very heavy models. In this case, we can see let's say the beam horizontal that are all the sub infrastructure that you will have, and then the vertical that is the station itself. No, now just to give you the idea of the scale, this is what usually you enter in the metro. Are you everybody's looking what I'm sharing? Can I have a confirmation?
Yeah, all of them can. Yeah, it's clear now.
The connection is still on, right?
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay, so this is where actually you enter. Okay, so just to give you the idea of the scale of this project, and this one is in a level of detail what we call 450. So we are close to the S-build, but it's not exactly the S-build. But every element that is related even to the screw is modeled and is assembled. Here, this is a assembled model with everything. Now we will go a little bit outside and then go through the section slowly, so you can actually see how the station is done. It's a little bit heavy, so you might see it with a little bit of not visualizing it properly, but I will try to make it easier. So let me go slowly in the next. Okay, so here you can see part of the station. This is a concourse area. Okay, and we have all the MAPs. You have the architectural elements. So everything that you actually see in real life, and you will find in real life if you go to the metro, will be actually there. So even if we go inside of one of the small elements, you will see the secondary steel structure. That was one of the work I thought to show you. So we started from the family, so we produced one of the element, that is this one. Okay, is a channel, and also the others. You can see how it is when I was telling about the screw. So we have also those. So everything that you imagine in the reality, in a certain stage of the BIM process, it will be there and will be modeled. Now, if we were inside of the Revit file, if I click in one of the elements here, I will have all the specs related, the geometrical data and the non-geometrical data. that are related to who is the producer and the, let's say, the specs about the materials, etc. Let us go a little bit down with the station. This is in underground, as I said. It's an amazing tool, Naviswork. I really love it because, again, it allows you to, this is a super heavy file and it will be impossible with my laptop to open and show to you. But by using Naviswork and especially with we have a lot of subcontractor or we have a lot of client that doesn't understand Revit, they do not know it. They see it as only as a visualization tool, but actually it's super powerful. It have a lot of use, and because we are putting together the full stakeholders. So from the main contractor, from the supplier, from the manufacturer, from the, so you think it, you name it. This is the platform area when you actually go and take the train. And again, everything is modeled. This is a work that you don't do alone, of course. This is we were coordinating 37 subcontractor, and that was only one part. So whoever will supply, let's say, the doors needs to supply the BIM service and the digital service. So it's not just only, let's say, the physical product. If the company has his own BIM team, that will be amazing. If not, it will be it will use outsourced company as the one that is our company. Now, probably going through the visualization here may be a little bit confusing because as I say, the station is quite huge. You need to know it a little bit, but what I'm trying to say is that imagine a life that is produced in digitally. That's BIM. So sometimes I try to tell them what is actually BIM is. Imagine yourself digitally in a world that is digital, and everything that you see is actually produced digitally. And when you touch that element, it gives you all the information you actually ask. So if I have a table, what material it is, who is the manufacturer, and all the data related to. I think I can stop, or if you want, I can show something else, but Midun, you can tell me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, it's really amazing, like even like a real experience. So you can see me? Yep.
Yeah, I can see.
All right. So this is which station?
Sorry again?
Which station is this?
This is R74, is the station close to the Discovery Garden.
Okay. Great. So now, actually, as I mentioned before, I will open the mic to the audience. So even you are free to ask your questions. And obviously, most of them are coming from, as I told, like education institutions. And even few of them worked here. And I would like to know from them, like even if they have any questions, we'll just give a quick answer for that.
I apologize, but I haven't heard you clearly.
Oh my God.
That's it. So I was hearing.
Can you hear me now?
Now, yes. I can
okay.
Hear you.
So I was just telling, like even we'll wait for their questions so that you can even just give a quick note to them. Yes, please.
Yeah, I hope I can be useful.
I think all of them are just after the lunch. No, this is the lunchtime. They just had the lunch now.
It's fine. I actually do the same when I go to conference. Maybe I have some questions to ask, but you are always to like, should I say it? Maybe it might sound stupid, or someone else can ask it for me. Usually, what I have found is that there is no stupid question, or better if you say it and someone else will not say it. So whatever you are, let's say, curious to know.
Okay.
Please let me know. There is no.
Sure. Just no problem. Any questions? Because one of the thing what we have is like even she has worked with many projects. So even faced many challenges. And obviously that will really help you if you have any queries, please. Irina, yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Irina, nice to meet you in this platform.
I can hear, let's say, it's not super clear. I cannot hear super clear, to be honest.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little bit noisy, but I can hear now.
Shall I continue?
No, it's possible that she can get closer to where you were before. Just a moment. Yeah.
Shall I come there? I'll come there, yeah.
Will be perfect. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Super good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, first of all, what kind of architect you are, or you want to be, or you want to proceed to be?
From concept till the implementation, completion of the project, I'm involved. So I'll be handling with all the consultants, you know.
So
but we don't have a system of BIM in Kerala per se.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. So let's say if you take your work and you want to see it done in 3D, usually what you're gonna do? You're gonna do let's say you will produce until the visualization, the 3D visualization for the client, and then someone else will take that one and will build it.
No,
or you will.
Yeah, over here the practice is it's not like a concept architect. We work from the concept design, schematic design, working drawings, tender documents, then execution, site supervision till the completion.
And in your team, you have also someone doing all the MEP work and structure, or you have a separate consultant?
Yeah, we have separate consultants for all. Structural consultant, MEP consultants, project management team. Everybody will be there.
And your role is like a management part, or you are, let's say, part of who?
The designer.
Doing, let's say, the designer.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we saw before, to produce a full BIM model, you have each discipline.
Yeah.
So you are an architect, and you will learn, let's say, your part of BIM architecture. So to produce from the single element that are the what we call the families, to slowly go to let's say, the full architectural model. Before we start every work in BIM, we do the architectural model, because it's the base, is like the XRF when you will work with the other discipline. And then the other discipline started in the same, after let's say, the main architectural model is done. So in your case, what I will suggest is to, let's say, learn until let's say, your part, that is the
schematic design.
Exactly. But what will happen is that your role will not only be as an architect, but will be what we call more as a coordinator, because the fact that the model will involve also the other discipline. You have to see if your wall or your element, architectonic element, is clashing with the other. You have physically to, let's say, let them know how to change in order to preserve your design, or vice versa. Just to tell you an example, during the metro, the design of the reflected ceiling, the element that you will place on the reflected ceiling, it has agreed with the gypsum board and the square element, but the MEP elements was placing without architectonic logic. No? So what has happened, even it was not my role, because I was a coordinator and I was an architect, and I'm an architect, even more as an engineering mentality, but I'm an architect. I just physically took a paper, went through their design, and then showed them, look, these elements should go here, the camera should go here, and then they have moved the MEP elements in order to satisfy the design, because at the end you will look what is behind the reflected ceiling, not above.
Yeah.
Because they were thinking only about the flash. So the thing that will happen is that even you work and you learn how to produce your architectonic, working in BIM, you will get definitely your vision open to the other disciplines, and will absolutely, let's say, make you grow professionally and quicker than you ever thought.
Okay.
Especially with the other disciplines. Okay. And it will help a lot your work, because it will avoid you to redo work.
Okay.
And to rethink, let's say, only in 2D, when you actually, it's like when you enter in an apartment and you think how to do it, you have already the space, no? So I hope I was clear.
Yeah, it's very clear. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Rina. And anybody else?
I think I consume all the time.
Sorry?
I think I consumed all the time. I like to say those things, that there is so much to learn and to do. And
Exactly.
I'm
And
still learning.
yeah. Even everyone are still learning, right?
It's always
Exactly.
it's always a learning. That's the best thing of this this process, because it's not only you; it's
Exactly.
the full table.
Exactly. Because something comes all of a sudden, and then we have to find a solution based upon that situation, and then we need to think in a proper way to get a better result. That is very important.
True.
Any questions? Anybody? I think everything was clear for them, and hopefully for the next, anyway, we'll be planning the similar event, so probably in the next conference, I wish you will be here.
I would love to.
Thanks a lot. So shall we take a conclusion, or it's okay? All right, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I know, like, actually we were messaging yesterday also, so even she was busy with her submissions, and in between she came to us to just share a few moments, and thanks a lot, Arina, thanks so much. Okay, hopefully I'll be back after 2 weeks, and then we'll see directly.
Thank you again, and have a good day.
Okay.
What you are doing. Bye.
Thank you, bye-bye. Thank you. All right, so hopefully it was quite informative. So this is the scenario. This is what's happening in the industry, because, like, as I told you before, there is no direct single method is not there. Sometimes we have to think in different way to find a better solution based upon the project conditions. So this is what's happening, and obviously we would love to share more, but still now the time is running up, and all of you might get bored also, like even. So I think we can, yeah. Okay. So, yeah.
Thank you. So I not discussed with Jyotsna ma'am, but I think some people may be familiar. She is a very famous architect and one of the best architects in Kerala. And we invited us like a guest, I don't know what way, but she really come from her very busy schedule. Maybe it will be, with her permission, I just inviting her, maybe 5-10 minutes, maybe she will share what supposed to be maybe like a conclusion session and something totally. So maybe you can interact, you can ask something about architecture or the, so she's so experienced. So ma'am, 5-10 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, because CAD International is like my family. I was with them for the past 20 years, if I'm not wrong, when they started their venture as CAD Center. And Midhan also, I know him 10 years back. Yeah. So nothing much, because I was hearing about this BIM for the past X number of years, but I was not very sure what's happening in this BIM internationally. And when I was doing these projects like Kundankulam bus terminal, anybody is aware about that Kundankulam bus terminal? So I happen to be the architect for that project. So in that case, I was working with IIT Madras as a structural consultant, and then the product was from Germany. That sheet, roofing sheet we were used was from Germany, and the design was, roof was parametric design. So that was a very tough challenge for me. We don't have BIM system in Kerala per se at that time, and we were literally sitting down, finding out where that, tubes and all should go, where we can hide all those structural components, and how we can bend those calcip sheets. And it was a tough job for me to get that form in a state like Kerala, but we could do it. But if we had BIM at that time, or even now, we don't have BIM. So now I'm doing Alappuzha Mobility Hub, and which is also a parametric design, unfortunately or fortunately. But we're trying to, figure out how we can sort it structurally, material-wise, and the contractors. And while making the price estimate, you all will be knowing, no? We have to make, for the tender document, we have to do it in price. So for that also, the calculation of each and every screw, nut, bolt, and all the elements, it's such a difficult task. So I don't know at what year Kerala will be equipped to do BIM in any, public projects. So I am really wishing at some point, even after 10 years, I could do a project with BIM, with the government team. Because now only we introduce AutoCAD in the municipality sector, isn't it? For panchayat sanctions and all. And we are struggling it so much just to check a setback for a building, to get it done by the AEs and engineers to get a sanction for a building. So I don't see, it's maybe I might get retired by the time BIM comes into picture. But when I applied for postdoctorate in UK, the first question they asked were, the twin. Digital twin, how much do you know about the digital twin? Because I'm a conservation architect as well. So I was into retrofitting of net zero buildings. That is what I wanted to do a postdoctorate with. Then I had done a few research in our traditional Kerala architecture, which I wanted to convert with their zero carbon technology and the advantages. So they said the research is really good, but how deep you know about this digital twin. So I was like, what is this digital twin now? So that is how we stand. So, which is a very, pathetic situation for the students yet to come, because I am a part of syllabus committee of KTU as well for architecture. And we don't have BIM in architecture till now. Very recently we introduced AutoCAD for the second years. Such a pain it was, digitally going is something wrong what everybody thinks. The old generation always think whenever you go digitally, your creativity is not there. Which is totally wrong, because these kind of coordinations, you have to have a digital mode to work with. Otherwise, you really struggle to find a mistake. At times, yeah. And I don't think I can give any suggestions. If you have any doubts which is not related with BIM, anything related with the architecture, maybe I can. Nobody is from architecture field here, no? Okay, you're from? You're an architect. Okay, from where did you get your degree, architecture? Which college? Talent, okay, yeah. So have you worked with BIM? No, okay. എനിക്ക് സംശയമൊന്നും തീർക്കാനില്ല. So I'm so happy that I got a platform to learn, about BIM. I'm just a beginner. We are all in the same platform. I think probably you will be knowing better than me about BIM. But I'm still wondering, how efficiently one can deliver the site drawings with this, because Revit is always with all errors, you can deliver the drawing. Even 1 mm thickness plastering you cannot show in Revit, no? So that is why architects always say construction drawings is a big headache when you, deliver the construction drawings to the site if you do with Revit. Okay, in that case, I prefer AutoCAD drawings are much more precise. Yeah, dealings. Especially when it comes to detailed drawings, no? You cannot I don't think it can be that precise. Yeah, you can do the management with BIM, but when it comes to the site, construction drawings delivering AutoCAD is the best. I still prefer that. That is what, it's very difficult, no? And you cannot export that to Revit. So that's it. Madhya.
Thank you, ma'am. So now we go into the last and final session, but it will be, you have to make it more productive. So you can ask whatever the doubts related with BIM, especially we can focus on BIM. So maybe next 30 minutes we can make it a very valuable information, take maximum. So now he delivered what he have, now it's your time. You have to make maximum questions, concerns, so it will be a very good interactive sessions for everyone. So Midhan, please. After that, we can take a group photo and then final feedback session. That a tour session we can do.
Thank you. Questions. Yes. Mic is there.
How can we connect BIM with sustainability?
That is another question. Like even, like energy analysis or green building concept. That is very crucial, especially the NEOM project, what we have seen before. Like even NEOM is actually like the line project. It is purely a sustainable project. Between 172 kilometer fully, it is like, we need to make it like even sustainable in such a way that it is, in A to Z, they are sustainable. So the point is, as I mentioned you before, when I can just share one project. Okay. So the point is, as I told you before, the non-geometric informations. So when you consider a kind of project, we need to make sure like even each and every specifications, especially related to the materials. Because green building concept, there are many factors, but apart from that, main consideration is to material specifications and even the volume specifications. So these two things we need to connect together. So generally, if you go for Revit, like even when you go to this analyze section, we have a complete energy optimization panel is available there. So from there, what you can do is you can create a pure energy model. From where they will consider or they will act each and every volume or each and every room in that project to be fit to get calculated for energy analysis. So with respect to that, there is a studio called Green Building Studio, that is especially from GBC itself, Green Building Council, we have Green Building Studio is there. So we'll upload all the files what we have developed in BIM to that particular platform. It is also fully cloud based. And one more thing, when you are uploading, you have to upload the complete federated model. Federated models which includes MEP also. So even in MEP, obviously they'll be calculating the volume and even heating and cooling load calculation, everything has been calculated. So such file we need to upload into this GBS, Green Building Studio, and then from there you will be getting a complete list of that project. It's like a chart. So actually I can't get the permission now because it is quite cloud-based operation. So from there you can even just get a complete chart where the complete analysis report is being generated. So that is how energy analysis or sustainability is being checked. So that is why when we come to the dimensions of the BIM, even after 5D, 6D is there, 7D is there. So 4D and 5D we already told, like even it is all about time and cost. Then after that, it comes to 6D and 7D where facility management and energy sustainability is being added. So there comes the role. So even federated model is what you have to use there. So there is a plugin here, and also there is a software called 𝗕𝗠. 𝗕𝗠 is there. So even the Revit model what we have developed, that can be uploaded to 𝗕𝗠. That is actually a third party, completely not at all connected with Revit. So you can even just take it there and then get the result from there. That is the point. Yep, that's it.
So in order to perform that analysis, so what kind of input we have to provide?
Okay. See, if you go for input, there is a kind of energy settings available there. I'll just show you because this is actually a project in Expo. How many of you went to Expo, have been to Expo? Okay. This is actually the project of UK Pavilion. So I guess I have chosen wrong file. It's taking too much time because the thing is, we have the green building criteria are already embedded with the Revit. So even once you select a particular building or a project, you can even just specify certain informations based upon materials and even based upon the room-based settings are available there. Obviously, it will take some time to get loaded there. But there is an option where material-specific data and even area, volume, and even the MEP services and even the characteristics of the services, everything you can even connect with this model there. Yep. Okay. Then anything else? Yeah.
So there will be some customized tools and softwares in every company. Mm-hmm. So can we export that data into BIM?
Yes.
For every customer?
Not every, selected.
Okay.
Because there is a platform called API. API is actually advanced programming interface that is applicable especially for the BIM-based software Revit. So the thing is, when you get connected with Autodesk, even they will customize your software with a link which connects the other software. One of the example what I can say is like even there is a system called Box. Actually most of the companies they used, and also I told about this Econex. So Box is actually a kind of Google Drive like system which is being used in different, a few companies they are using. That is their internal application. So what they will do is, mainly they have used this platform for data management. So even those data management, they will be just embedding in externally, and then those things are connected to Revit, and then data from the Revit is being connected there. So that is the process. And also Dynamo plays a good role there, which means like even exporting data, and many things, even the file connectivity, and even I told you before, like even ETABS to Revit interoperability, like even there is an additional plugin there. So even the thing is, when you want to work it more efficiently with BIM and Revit, you need to add some additional extra plugins there. That is very important. So we need to know like even what all plugins you can use to get it connected with the other software. So that is the scenario. It's a lot more are there. That is what as you told, like even it's not ending, like it's a kind of vast area there.
And so what about codes?
Design codes? Actually, when you go for BIM, the modeling team, as we mentioned before, like so-called BIM engineer or BIM architects. So even what they need to do is, they need to follow their codes externally and then do the modeling in this Revit. You cannot directly connect IS 456 to Revit. You cannot directly connect some kind of code to Revit. That option is not possible, not available also. But when it comes to the BIM, I told you like even ISO standard is the systematic standard for BIM deliverable. So that is already connected with BIM Collaborate Pro. Means how it is connected, especially for example naming conventions. So naming conventions you can even just connect directly by follow. Means you don't need to go for external references. It is already embedded in BIM Collaborate Pro. So that way, that type codes are connected, but nothing related to the structures. Okay. That's it. Probably this is a little bit heavy file. Okay. Yes.
Hi sir, we are from Rajagiri School of Engineering and we have become autonomous 2 years before.
Okay.
And now we are in the process of curriculum development there. So we will be introducing a new curriculum for the for the coming admission students. So what are your suggestions for incorporating the BIM in the syllabus? Because now as per KTU we are having BIM as an elective and one topic or something in the curriculum. So what are your suggestions that we can include in our UG curriculum so that students will get be equipped?
No doubt in that. Because definitely actually there is no need of question like this, because definitely you should add it. Why? Because anyway the students who are getting passed out from the colleges, they are directly entering into the industry. No. So even whatever we have learned during the 4 years or 5 years of graduation, they need some tool to exhibit what they have learned. So even you can use this Revit and even AutoCAD, whatever software it may be. Software is one side, but apart from the software, the system of BIM, systematic approach of BIM need to be understood by everyone. But what I feel is, like even during the college times, we will be very, friendship, and even we'll engage in some other activities. So nobody is bothered about understanding those things of standards of BIM. But the thing is, after completing the graduation, they will really feel it. So my suggestion is that if you have a plan or if you have a chance to do that, please don't hesitate.
So to what level you expect from the UG students to be equipped with BIM?
Say for example, when you are, I don't know anything about academic operation mode. I'm completely zero in that, but still.
Industry as per industry
expectation, like even when industry, when a company invites a student, invites a candidate, their knowledge to understand the BIM standards, BIM software capability, and BIM coordination approach. From my side, just now I remember, I can say like even these 3 points are much more important. What is the approach you have to provide for BIM based operations? Approach in the sense, as she mentioned before, like even you have seen those screw detailings, no? Even detailing the screws and all comes at as-built stage. But right now, if we ask somebody who are just graduated, even they are not at all bothered about such a level of modeling, because it's not a it's not a kind of it's like a fantasy or something. Like even they will think like even this is my suggestion. Like even you can just go for modeling. So first preference you can give for modeling, and second thing you can go for coordination, and third one you can go for standard awareness. So modeling, they can, because we need to think their mind also, right? Even it should be digestive for them. So even modeling is very easy to, if something is being seen, then they will get attracted. So indirectly, we can just drag them into the track of BIM. That is my suggestion. You can even just go for that. And coordination with Navisworks in order to check the clashes. And third one is basic BIM standardization, like what is described in ISO standards, what is ISO 19650, what is PIS 1192, what are the incorporations in those particular standards. So a kind of brief theories. Actually, in the last year, we are associated with Amity University in Dubai. So even they also had the same plan, and then we proposed the similar things for them. And they have implemented it from this academic year, means last 2 months back they have started the semester. So even there they have implemented the system as a mandatory syllabus of BIM BIM standardization. So where the students will not get scared when they go to an interview or something like that. So that is the reality. Even this is my suggestion.
Which all softwares you would recommend, like in modeling part, for analysis, for planning, so all those stuff?
Okay, in the first quick shot, we can say like even Revit, 𝗕𝗜𝗠 and 𝗕𝗵, and Navisworks, and BIM 360 up to an extent. BIM 360 will be just like students cannot, it won't get digested to a student there. But these three things, like even Revit, then Navisworks, and even 𝗕𝗜𝗠 and 𝗕𝗵. So far as a civil engineer is concerned. If it is coming with an architecture, the situation comes different. No, so that is the condition.
So for the management part, like the
management
scheduling
part, there should be, what does my suggestion is that like even there should be a kind of theoretical module where the standardization is being explained, especially like even how we go for what do you call project management, PMI, something like PMC, yeah, project management concepts. So even something like that, you can even just add up there. Even that will help them, because the standardization is purely directly to the industry there. Because modeling and all, anybody can do it, but the other thing is little bit higher level, so that need to be like even crystallized in such a way that it is more what you call transparent. That is my suggestion.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
You have been in this industry for the past 10 years. That's what we've heard.
Yeah.
So, from this experience, can you say how much it will be after 5 years or 10 years? Like, where do you see BIM after 5 or 10 years?
Okay, I have to tell you something, because last 2 years back we had COVID, right? So actually, 2019 we had given an awareness system to Dubai municipality regarding GIS and BIM integration. So what is the scenario? Like even if you go for Singapore government, have you seen their website? I can just show you that. I'll show you the difference what happened there. See, this is Singapore government municipality website. So this is the official website of the municipality. So what you can see is they have made it mandatory with all the necessary standards, and even Revit templates are directly available in their website. So you can see how advanced Singapore is. Even Singapore, Ireland, especially even the western parts are more faster in this area. So the thing is, even Singapore is considered the first largest highly adopted BIM country there. So even what you can see is like even they have developed their own standard guides are available there. So here you can see how a lead design consultant should work, how a design architect should look, even everything is standardized. So this was done around 10 to 12 years back. And in 2019, I also happened to have like even came to be a part of this Dubai municipality when they adopted to BIM integration. So even what they have done is they have developed, I don't remember their BIM. One and a half years back, like even 2021 last year, they have introduced another platform, Dubai BIM e-submission platform. So this change happened in Dubai in 1 year. So that's what I can say, like even what they have made it mandatory that even you can see they have added a kind of BIM checker in that particular site, where if we have a BIM model to get approval from the municipality, we can upload that file right away from here, if you are authorized. So the advantage is that like even if you have all this BIM models, including architecture, structure and MEP, what you can see, like even see this is the platform where we can upload the files. And even there are standard regularization on how that a BIM model should be. and what are the ingredients in that thing, especially in different stages. So Dubai municipality has developed such a kind of site just like one year before that they have launched it. So the scenario is like even in the background, a huge work is happening. Actually, unfortunately, like even we have to say like even I don't know like even something is happening in our place. That is quite disappointing as well. And also you can see like even different organizations are there in India, even Indian BIM associations and all are there. But still it is in a like even amateur stage, like even it is happening. I'm not blaming, please don't consider like in that way. But that is a scenario, because the other countries and all, they are running like anything, flying like anything. So even we need to catch up there. And the another thing is there almost the mainstream players in the other countries are Indians only. That is again another thing. So the things need to be evaluated in such a way that we also have to develop, right? So far as Kerala or India, whatever, we also have to develop. So that is a condition in the industry. So even these all opportunities are there, and this is the world. So even we also have to come up in that way. So obviously in the 5 years, we can expect something anywhere. We can see.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So yeah. And thank you for reminding this one. Actually, this is one of the important key points that I have missed also. If you want, you can just note down that website of Singapore, like 𝗕𝗜𝗠. Please note it down. 𝗕𝗜𝗠.gov.sg. CORENET. 𝗕𝗜𝗠.gov.sg. So even complete deliverable standards are there. Complete BIM standards based upon that country is available there. So even you can, if you are going through it in detail, then you will also get more knowledge regarding that one. So I was trying to tell like even the Dubai municipality, what they have done is like even they have referred this standardization to implement it in Dubai. So even a big group is there who is working behind this, especially in DM and all. Yes, yeah. Mike, please.
So maybe you can consider it as a funny doubt, but it was my doubt, real doubt, when I was working. So just before you told an example of a screw, a detailed model of a screw. So how can you tally the actual use of that much detailed screw with its use? The expense, use not the expense, that is the cost and time that you bring to the cost and time that you put for making that a detailed screw and its proper use. So how can you tally its use and the expense?
Making the screw in reality or in BIM?
In BIM.
Okay.
Why? Because I have done that done model.
Good question. Like even the same question will come when we design a chair. So even in 3ds Max and all, we have already available meshes are there, no? So what we will do, we'll just download it from the website and then do some kind of small modifications and make it into our design, and then we'll publish it. So the thing is, model is there, a base model is there, modification is being added there. But in the case of screws and all, it is just like, it is not a funny question. This is a very serious question. Because when it comes to the as-built stage, the people who are spending their valuable time on modeling those screws and everything, how rubbish it is. We think like that, but the reality is that the client or even the PMC or even whoever it is, they need to develop such a kind of model not for today, it's for future. So even though, that's what I told you before, like even the initial investment will not be a loss, and even many companies who refuse to come into this action in BIM because of this initial investment burdens. So even they think like even why we need to do all these things. But once it is done, then your life is much more easier than what we are doing now. Because that same screws, like even when it is being done for a big project, as ma'am mentioned before, like even we need to get the quantities and even the cost and everything, we can just manage it in such a way that it will not be a liability for us. Okay, so that is the scenario. So even when you are asking about the tallying concept, like even that need experienced people in the project there. Because if a person who studied Revit and then he is assigned a task to create an as-built model, he will waste the time for unnecessary modeling. That is very important. Say for example, like even the sprinklers are there, no? And even the fire pipe is there. So in general model, we show it like a line only. And even the connection and even the joints to that sprinkler from the pipe, even some dot or cube or cylinder or something is being shown there. But when it comes to the as-built model, you will prepare it once with parameters and then that will be repeated. And again, the thing is parametric modeling is the, another solution for that one. Well, like even once you prepare something with maximum parameters, maximum required parameters, then obviously that will save your time. And again, somebody should be there to guide it properly. If it is not there, then the people will get deviated from the the aim. That is very important, because we have in one of the projects, like we have a person who's a detailed modeler. So what he did was he is looking for perfection only. So he will sit and make it maximum perfect in this Revit, and then the thing is, by the time the submission dates comes, and obviously that will be a big burden there. So such situations shouldn't happen. Only it cannot happen only under the leadership of a good BIM manager with experience. There I need to add the experience. Thank you. All right. Anything else? Yeah. Excuse me.
And to BIM that thing. Then how we are defining the chairs and other details, whether library or something is there.
All right. Anybody have iPhone 14 Pro? LiDAR, yeah. Because in that one we have an application to model it in a LiDAR basis. So even if we are standing here, even when we scan this particular part, even each and every, even the chair and everything will come with that much detailing with our mobile phone. So you can imagine how it comes in a real project. So even the scan to BIM concept is actually the future now, but scan to BIM has a drawback. Drawback in the sense, when we do that operation, you are getting point cloud files. Sorry? It will not be heavy. It cannot be used as a model, or you cannot use it as a generic model there. Because if you are considering this chair, this will be a group of points. You will be getting it like a group of points. So based upon that group of points, you need to do some kind of modifications in your model. So such kind of challenges there. So if you are creating some kind of objects, obviously you will get like even 60% of your task can be reduced with the scan to BIM and all. And especially like even the projects like which is existing, we need to follow the scan to BIM. Like even the project which are not done in BIM, we need to follow the scan to BIM and remodel it in Revit.
Yeah, in some countries, the existing models that historical buildings need to be developed in BIM and all.
Exactly.
Something I heard.
Yeah, that is happening. That is what I told you about Abu Dhabi, no? Even they are planning the same thing there. So even the thing is like even scan to BIM data we are taking, and there is a software called Recap. Recap Pro is there. So Recap Pro is mainly meant for doing those point cloud integration with Revit. So that will help your life much more easier. But again, there is a challenge. You have to remodel it.
Everything we need to model now.
Everything we need to model. But the thing is, like even most of the thing, like even there is a file version called .lgs. You can note it down. .lgs. So if you are getting that .lgs file, you can even just minimize your modeling task there. So even that is why one of my friend is working for a company just with the same operation. So even what is their challenges, like even preparing the families, everything with parametric, they have to develop the model. So even that is quite challenged. So in that scenario, they had their own plugin, their own software to model that particular software. So that's what. So for some challenges, we don't have a general solution. That is where the company's specialization. What is that company specialized for? If they have enough money with them, they will develop. Definitely, they will develop some kind of solution to solve it. That is again the reality there. So like the way it comes.
Sir.
Thank you. Yes. Any more? And actually, it's really happy to get those questions, because normally when we go for some conferences like this, most of the people, like even they will just stand still or sit still like this. And questions were very limited, but it's very happy. Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi.
So, how can you apply BIM to project monitoring?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not permitted to show that now. In BIM Collaborate Pro, we have a service called Design Collaboration. So Design Collaboration is a kind of timeliner tracking in such a way that whenever the sub-consultants publishes the model, publishing named a procedure is there. What we did just now was just uploading only. Apart from the uploading, there is a process called publishing. So publishing is actually live, it's a little more different way. Like even you don't have to publish the entire model. If you are focusing on small area, you need to publish only that particular part. So that publishing will be notified to all the other team members, and when they are notified, they can consume what this person has published. Consuming means what? They are taking it into their model and then cross-checking if there is any clash with what they have done newly. Okay, and then they can even just, as I shown you before, like even creating an issues and then assigning to someone else. So like the way you can monitor the progress throughout. So that will really help a lot in such a way that the project tracking is done in a proper way. And also, everyone should have the proper authority to do that. That is why I shown you a picture like even structural engineers, MEP engineers, means structural company, MEP company and architecture company, everyone will be having a BIM manager and a BIM coordinator at their discipline. So that is their responsibility to do those publishing. And once the main BIM manager or main BIM coordinator receives this publishing notification, they will just cross-check like even what is the changes in this one. And we have an option to do the comparison also. What are the changes happened in the previous version to this version? And you can even just relate it with cost as well. That is another thing. Like even last week, because in BIM we used to publish the model every week. Every week publishing is required. So even what is the changes happened in the model compared to the last week, how much it cost, how much it is affecting the cost variation.
Like project report generation
is
possible.
Exactly. That is what possible. And even once we get that report, you can even just connect it with the design team and then just have a discussion and then find a solution and then republish it. And then it's like a process that is happening there. So that is the real side there. And most of the project, like even delay is one of the challenge what we face. If I need to get an MEP model today, then only I can even coordinate with them. So if it is not being received today, then it's totally messy now. And even we also get stuck there. That is
Can we tackle the extra money spent in some work like that? Can we manage that?
Actually, for that one, we don't have a right away direct solution with BIM 360 or BIM platform or something. For that one, we need well experienced even cost management specialists. So even when these people are added, and also another thing, like even if the BIM manager is pretty much aware about those particular cost management specialization, then he is the best person who can give the better solution.
You can catch that.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing like any other software but still, Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro, they have added a new service called Takeoff. Takeoff, I can just show it. Can you see my screen? See here, they have added a module recently for cost management and even the takeoff. So this cost management and the takeoff are related or connected with the model, and then you have to do those monitoring. But the challenge is that normally most of the project timeline is carried out with Primavera, or even MSP is very rarely used. Microsoft Project is very rarely used. Primavera is the final word of project management, where you will add the resource also. Resource in the sense like even the materials and even the cost related to that. So those things need to be integrated here. Okay. So even Primavera data need to be connected to this BIM 360 as well. There is another solution for that one. So then you can get those particular results. That is quite next stage of what we call operations there. Obviously, based upon budget, this will really help a lot. But still now, what I have to tell is that this takeoff and cost management is still in an amateur stage now. Even we cannot say like even it is fully fledged in such a way to access a kind of real-time project there. So that is the that's why I told you like even it is better to have an well-experienced person to find the solution there.
Thank you, sir.
5D is actually this was not the 5D. This is the 5D. The operation and are the same 5D itself, but before itself, I told you even the Navisworks software. In the Navisworks, we can even generate the 5D data. 5D model can be developed, like even integrating the Primavera and even the cost management system is connected to Navisworks. So that was the 5D which I am talking till now. But these things are just recently added there. So in this one, still you need to integrate those Primavera and even those cost management data and everything to here. Then only you can get the result. So even the variation in the project due to a change need to be monitored. That is to be carried out with this operations there. That is quite still in a development stage as well. So that is why in most of the cases in BIM 360 the takeoff and cost management still nobody will stress on that one. So even it's not accurate, because when we have a new technology we need to understand like even how much it is efficient. So that's why I told you before, when we go for robot structural analysis in Revit and Revit structure modeling and structural analysis, robot is not better. We have ETABS and SAFE. So when we compare these two things, ETABS is much more valued item. So now that's the point what we need to understand. So like the way variations are there, so differences are there. So we need to take it in a better way to get a proper solution. Okay. So I think that's it. And once again, really thank you so much for taking part in this interaction, and it's really worth, like even I'm happy to get those questions and again. So even hopefully we'll be connected soon in one way or the other. So thank you.
So thank you, Mithun. So hope it was a good session and we can make a good clap. Thank you. Because we really don't need to say thank you, but still we bring him because recently he is very in the middle of 3-4 projects. Even in the airport he was in a meeting. Last 2 days was meeting. So between this we got, I think he shared some valuable information, and we will try our best in entire Kerala. Next, this same we planning on January 7th in Calicut in Taj Hotel, like that we're planning. So now we're going to the conclusion session, and this was a project, and it's totally head by different teamwork, bringing you people, inviting you. It was a little bit challenge with head by, I think some people are aware, Mr. Shine, head by with 𝗕𝗠𝗏 𝗁𝗂𝗏, that team. Bring you people here and hope you got some valuable information. And this is a project, it's head by Anu, and she is coordinating from start to end. And so I'm inviting her for the conclusion session. Thank you.
Yes, thank you everybody for being here and being part of this grand session and making it even more grand. Okay, so I hope you got what you came for. I think much more than that, and I hope you guys are more than happy. So before winding up, I just need your valuable feedbacks. If anyone could share your experience, what you have gained over here, what's your experience, it would be really happy for us. I mean, okay, is there anybody? Anybody who can share experience? Dinah, okay. Can anybody give the mic? Please come. Dinah, right? Okay.
Actually, the session was very informative. Than that I was actually expected, and seriously, I'm thankful to you. And I have noted each and every point from your mouth, because each and every verse are seriously very informative, and yeah, I think it will be very beneficial for me, for my future, and also for my current studies. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Dinah, for lovely words. Okay. Anybody else to share your experience? Okay. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Please come. Your good name, ma'am? Nimisha. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nimisha. So when we were in college, we didn't even hear the word BIM. I think I came to know it only maybe 2018, but before that I heard Revit. Then, when we came here, we came with the notion that, we wanted to know what is, like, we know something about BIM, we know about Revit, but not deep. Now, today, after your presentation only, I just understood that BIM has been in the industry for so many years and we were not hearing it. And as an academician, I'm an assistant professor in 𝗕𝗓𝗓 School of Engineering and Technology. So as an academician, I think there is a lot of things that we need to do. And for giving us the information, thank you so much. It was a really good session. So we got a lot of information, much more than what we expected. So thank you so much. And thank you, CAD International, for giving us the invitation to be here, to be part of this. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. So anybody from, I think we have a lot of professors from different colleges. So anybody volunteering here to share the experience? Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, your good name? Manju.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Manju George, coming from Kottamangalam, 𝗕𝗜𝗠 Engineering College. Actually, me and my colleague, Mr. Basil, came over here with very little knowledge about BIM, and we gained a lot from here. You, sir, did a very good job, and the coordinators of this program has wonderfully coordinated this one. Very wonderful sessions. The afternoon session by that ma'am was very superb. All those things happen here are very beneficial for us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Is there anybody else to share your experience? We had few working professionals from companies. So anybody here? Anybody here to share the experience? Yes. From your side? Okay. I think everybody is shy to come over this place and share the experience. It's okay. You have been interacting very well today, so I think it would be really fine to talk, to share your experience over here. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, your good name? Clyden. Okay.
I'm Clyden. I'm from Adi Shankara Institute of Engineering and Technology. So actually, me and my colleague came here with zero expectations. We didn't expect this program to be this good. We are very happy about it. And one thing we want to convey, we kept talking to each other, like there is a huge gap between what is happening in the industry and what is happening in the classroom. Actually, we were like talking to each other like, what are we teaching? What are we teaching actually? What is happening? there's something else that is happening in the industry. The world is moving so fast, and we are like, partly we are like guilty also. We are not raising our students to what is expected of them, right? I think all teachers can agree on that. The current syllabus, the current situation in our country, it's so much different. And I'm specialized in structural engineering, and my colleague also. So we were like saying, okay, we should have been doing something else. We were thinking like that also. There's so much opportunities out there, I think, like from all the experts who have talked here. I felt there are so many opportunities. We just have to go for it. We are not preparing our students, or our standards are not up to the level what is expected. So if we raise our students to that level, maybe there'll be a brighter future. Something we didn't get, maybe we can give it to them. So I don't know who are capable of changing the curriculum, or if there are people out there who can do that, who can bring a change to the curriculum, or we are under KTU. So if there are people who can do that, I think it will be very great. We need to mold the future. Like, that is what we are here for. So I think that's very necessary. And I thank CAD International and the experts here. Thank you very much. It was a very good session. And I think we are looking forward to much more sessions like this. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. That was really true what you said. And we sincerely hope we could make a great change in the coming future also. Yes, I think we have more people to share the experience. Is there anybody? Yes, from the back table. Is there? I think there are more colleges to volunteer for their experience. Yes. Yes, please come. Good name?
My name is
Rasim, okay.
The best part of it, it is that our speaker was willing to reveal confidential files. It is a huge risk from his part, I think. And also, main highlight is, it is our one of the speaker was an international. In this field, she is very part of it, and it was a huge exposure to us. So thank you.
Thank you, Rasim. Yes, who is coming from there? Yes, ma'am, is there anybody coming? Yes, from the last table.
I'm Veena from ISAT Engineering College. Actually, it was a very informative session. Actually, we had one FTP in our college with some other firm. And so they were more concentrating on this Revit architecture, Navisworks, etc. But actually, now only I got an idea of what BIM is all about. We really thought it is only about some softwares. So I think you can conduct such sessions more in colleges also, so that students can also be a part of it. So if you have time, sir, we welcome you there. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot, and we are happy to be there, and hopefully we will be there, okay? And I think your valuable feedback, your feedback was wonderful. Happy to know that you're all happy with these sessions, and this made a very good change. And I sincerely hope, today was a change, an eye-opener for all of you guys, like you have said. And we all are supposed to make, because we are coming from a very, accountable position, right? So we each person could make a change that would reflect in the future and the coming generation also. So I would sincerely hope we could make a change all together by joining hands together for a change or for a better world. Okay. Anyway, thank you once again. Thanks a lot for all of you guys. And before leaving, I would like to request you guys to join here over the stage for us taking a snap, okay? So please be here.